transmission intercepted for 3 hours. Signal detected. Mike in the night. It's 3 a.m. Screen still glows. Satellites watching below. Red lights blinking on every street. Truth buried 6 feet deep. Paper signed in quiet rooms. Deals made under crescent moons. Digital chains you never see. There's something in you wants to break free. They say it's safe. They say it's fine. But why's that camera watching mine? Clock hits free. The veil gets there. You feel the static on your skin. Baseline truth, all at your fires. No more silence, no more talking. I have spoken. Bank accounts tracked every swipe. Data mined from every type. Algorithm knows your face, predicting every move you make. Borders blur, control expands. Digital cuffs on steady hands, but in the dark the people wake. Feel the system start to shake. Eyes up, wake up, speak up, stand up. They fear the ones who see the play. They fear the ones who won't obey. Fight, fight, fight. 3 a.m. that's when you know. Fight, fight, fight. The quiet truth begins to grow. Fight, fight, fight. Signal cutting through the room. Fight, fight, fight. Truth breaking through the blue. Like in the night, no disguise, piercing through the alibis. Midnight message unbroken. I have spoken. When the world sleeps, the real talk starts. When the lights dim, we reveal the parts. Not red or blue, not left or right, just raw transmission. Mike in the night.
Spoken. All right, guys, today is Monday, the 11th of May, 2026. We are in week 20 of 2026. Yes, we are in week 20 of 2026 here on Mike in the Night. Thanks for being here, liking and subscribing, being part of the channel, and all the jazz. And yeah, I really appreciate everybody coming out and being part of it. And Yeah, I just wanted to let everybody know. I'm gonna do a just for you right here, right? Look at this, just for you. Look at this, for you. Just for you. All right, we're going to do a just for you intro here. So there's a guy telling me that for me to better understand, Mike, you should look at the Kalargi plan. Once you understand it, you will understand all the issues a lot better. So all I've been telling you guys all these years, everything I'm saying, I don't know what I'm talking about. That's what it sounds like. And then on top of that, we've been talking about the Kalargi plan in here since 2018. Eduardo keeps coming on and bringing it on every show. We've been talking about it for years. Now, why are they bringing on the Kalargi plan side? Because the Chinese destroyed your country. If you're in an English-speaking country, the Chinese destroyed it with trillions of dollars in money laundering, and they bought up your mines, and they bought up all your private sector. And they're destroying your country with artificial shortages. So yeah, we know the Kalargi plan. We've covered the Kalargi plan. So anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know, yeah, it's really sad. You know, you're talking about things for years and years, and then people don't know what you've been talking about for the last 5-10 years, right? And they claim to know you, right? So that's that right there. Yep. So if you're in an English-speaking country, you could thank the Chinese for destroying your country. I like how the Canadian government looks at the 2,000 Airbnb Canadians that own Airbnbs, the 2,000 Canadians that own Airbnbs, and blame the Canadians for the housing crisis. With the 3.9 million empty homes across Canada, by fucking Chinese. So when you're gonna start telling me what I don't know, what I do know, yeah. So here we go. Let's get into it, folks. Hey, how you doing from Abbotsford? Love your passion, Mike. Yeah, Larry. Yeah, well, we're going into blame game season, folks. We are going into blame season, folks. Big time blame season. They're trying to pull the trigger on another fucking pandemic, eh? You see that? Hatara. The Hatara virus. Hakatakana virus. Fucking piece of shit. Mafangulu, that's right. All right, let's get down to it, guys. This is Mike of the Night, guys. Remember, this is 18 or 19 or 21 and older, or whatever the thing is. You're tuned into episode 650 of Mike of the Night. 650 episodes later, we were right. And join our email list, MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. When we go live, just go ahead and join our email list. And guys, viewer discretion is advised, 21 and older. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Fact check and do your own research. 18 U.S. Code, Section 2257. For Mike of the Night. All right, you're tuned into a good show tonight. So we got someone here from Winnipeg. What's going on? Yeah. Let's go to a quick channel plug. Let's go into a quick channel plug here. Buy Mike a coffee. There you go. Want to buy Mike a coffee? You go ahead. I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to buy me a coffee. And guys, YouTube, what is the YouTube channel here? And guys, mikeofthenight.org takes you back to old episodes of Mike of the Night. People are tuning into episodes from 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 years ago of Mike of the Night here. And talking about all kinds of topics, all kinds of different networks, all kinds of takeovers, all kinds of different discussions and guests and everything. And Facebook, we're also live on Facebook if you guys want to see. Guys, watch my all VPNs are eventually going to be controlled by Israel through Five Eyes. We were discussing that, and we were just retouching VPNs because I never trusted VPNs since day one. Right? So you don't be careful who you put your trust in. And I'm going to give you guys my Instagram if you want to call into the show. Instagram right here. Yeah. There's the Instagram here if you guys want to call into the show. Okay. And, whoo, My TikTok's blowing up. A lot of people following me here. And three times on TikTok, telling it's banned 3 times on TikTok. So we're going into our 4th suspension, guys, because I got another community guideline violation. So that one's going to end up coming down soon. So don't put too much faith in TikTok, folks. And the system is tightening a store. Don't forget to check out Mike in the Night swag. If you want to pick up something, there should be a thing in the description. And guys, don't forget to vote for Dano. I've been voting for him every day. There it is, Dano. Dano's our guy here from Mike in the Night's been coming on the show for years and supporting the channel. So if you guys want to check it out, go ahead and vote for him. It's free. And you go down here and just vote for him. Boom. And that's what I've been doing every day. I think I missed 1 day because of the hour difference, but he's got 3 days left. Let's get Dano to first place in the group, guys. He's our guy, guys, and it's free to do. Just go ahead and help him out, guys. I really, really appreciate it. And there's his stuff right there. You can check out all his images and everything he's done. And everything is contributed to the world of art. Artbydano.com, artbydano.net, not your typical art. All right. Here we go, folks. So, yeah. So we're going to double, quadruple down on China destroying your country. Yeah. Because the Chinese, quite frankly, destroyed your English-speaking country, right? So we need to double, quadruple down now going forward on this channel. We're going to go back into the mines that they own in Canada because people keep saying, oh, you're in Canada. You got all the riches. You got the oil, the charcoal, the coal. You got gold. You got everything. Well, been covering on the channel over the years. A lot of information over the years, but biggest coal mine in Canada, biggest coal mine in BC. Chinese owned, no Canadian hires. So that coal is going to China free. We're not getting any of it. 4 biggest gold mines in Canada, Chinese owned. The biggest one they picked up was by the Baffin Island, Equala. We covered it on the channel. And then tar sands, they own a bunch of tar sands too. And what was the other one too? The biggest lithium ion mine in Alberta, China owns that too, right? So we could have all the resources in the world, but we don't own our resources because China does. And we don't own our own homes because we are on crown land. We don't own anything here in Canada. We've been saying this for over 15 years now. This is old news. But we don't own anything here in Canada, right? We're on crown land. And now that the Chinese have basically, we've been calling Canada China Da. Now, if you go back, we got videos from 2014 and 2015 calling it China Da. So we didn't just start saying this and stole it from someone. We've been saying this for years now. And we've been warning you about the Chinese takeover of Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK. Right? And English-speaking countries and blue states of America, right? So now they're buying up. Apparently, they have their hands in MAID, assisted suicide. There's organizations from China working with Canada. The 3 white front men. I call them the 3 friend white men. And then behind, it's all foreigners, right? You go to any bank in Canada, it's full of foreign people, Chinese or Indians, and the people that built the bank are the European expansion. And why am I going hard on this? Because I want to go hard on this, because this is my show. The Chinese destroyed your country. Period. Oh, and not to mention the 3.9 million empty homes across Canada, and they're blaming the 2,000 Canadians that have Airbnb. These 2,000 Canadians are destroying the housing market in Canada. No, it's the 3.9 million empty units owned by Chinese. And the farmland, tons of farmland owned by Chinese, and they were building these mega mansions on them, right? So China destroyed your country. If you're in an English-speaking country, the Chinese destroyed it. Not the Portuguese, not the Arabs, heck, not even the Indians. Because the people that came in from India were sold a dream in 2020 to come to Canada, Australia, all these countries to fix the housing market, because the locals can't get into their own housing market competing with Chinese money laundering and bidding wars. The Chinese launder $2.4 to $2.6 trillion through your real estate market. That's why you can't afford to eat. Oh, I'm okay, Mike. I'm renting. I don't have to worry. Yeah, but you're paying $2-3 grand for rent. when you should be paying 800 a month for rent, not 2,000-3,000 for rent. Yeah, that's it. That's it. That's your problem right there is China. China is your biggest problem, and that's what's destroyed your country. And I'm going to double, quadruple down on this every time. And what they have their hands in here in Canada, if most Canadians knew, and why certain Chinese are being elected into parts of office, and bureaucrats are being installed into the bureaucratic system. The Chinaman. Watch out. All right, so we got here. So Eric saying my brother's name was Mike Martin. Good to meet you, buddy. Good to meet you too. More housing than people in Canada. Then they've been lying about population. Yeah, oh yeah. Population's a big mafangulo lie. And mark my words, I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to tell you guys something here. Another prediction, because I don't know what I'm talking about. China and U.S. are going to go to war soon. Here's the problem with China. Oh, China's so big and powerful. China has 400 million people. 200 million of them are over 60. Yes, 400. Watch our China population is a total lie. Take a good, hard look at that. Because America and China are going to go to war soon. Mark my words. How many times have I been wrong on this channel? You tell me how many times I've been wrong. Mark my words. And I hope China gets its ass kicked so hard. And I hope all the Chinese assets in Canada get liquidated and go back to the Canadian proper. And all the American assets owned by Chinese go back to the American proper. Just like Sarah Huckabee Sanders did in Arkansas, where she said, CCP, get off our land. We don't want Chinese here anymore. Right now, there's an uprising in Africa. Portuguese Africa. I'm watching the news from Angola, Portuguese Africa. You know what they're saying? Get these Chinese off our land. They're racist. I could bring up the video. I brought it up a few Mike of the Nights ago on the news where they're saying, get these people off our land. We don't want these people around us. Now, if you look at China, every country around China except North Korea hates China. So I'm doubling and tripling down on this. I don't give a shit. They want to blame everything else. Oh, it's the Kalargi plan. You don't know what you're talking about. Your points of views. I'm like, we've been talking about the Kalargi plan on here for since 2018 when Eduardo keeps bringing it on the show every week. Now we don't know what we're talking about. And everything I've said means nothing because I apparently never spoke about the Kalargi plan. Yeah. Watch, it's going to be good. China gets ripped good. Fucking pricks. You go on the fucking, you know what the best part is? You know what the best part? You go on the elevator in Metrotown. I've been with my wife, and my wife speaks Chinese because she worked in Taiwan. My wife's Filipino. We get on the elevator. I love this story. I want to tell you the story again. And they're always talking in Chinese. And I asked my wife, what are they saying? Oh, they're saying white people are garbage. They built the country and they don't belong in this country no more. They're not welcome here anymore. Canada would be a better country without white people. And then I'm with my wife. We're going places on different places, escalators, food courts, and they're all laughing, talking in Chinese. I'm like, what are they saying? Oh, they said that janitor looks like a stupid idiot and making fun of a pregnant woman and stuff like that. So yeah. So yeah, once we take the cancer out of this country, once we get because the cancer is the money, and it's the money laundering, the trillions of dollars laundered through Canada, Australia, New Zealand, the UK. Canada's 2.4 to 2.6 trillion. Australia's 1.7, 1.8 trillion. New Zealand is 588 billion. Once you take the cancer money that was brought in from China, this dirty money, into the real estate market, you'll start to see a huge correction. Once the cancer is removed, you'll start to see a huge correction overnight with the whole financial system. Okay, let's see who was here. Mike, Senegal, Mali, Black, 2018, and Chinese were everywhere back. Mike, I was in Burkina Faso, Senegal, and Mali back in 2018. The Chinese were everywhere. Yep. Yeah, Chinese are rude and arrogant. Like 97% of them. All right. All right, let's get down to business, folks. All right, let's get down to some headlines. Here it is, folks. The Hantara virus. I'm going to translate to you. That's in Italian, means ma fangulo tiamamata. That's the Hanta virus. Ma fangulo tiamamata. The fear machine is starting again this time. You should recognize it, says Dr. Sherry. And remember this? Remember this? This is from Mike in the Night 481. This was in 2020. February 11, 2023, Mike in the Night. We covered this. And COVID injections are ineffective and don't block transmissions, says Bill Gates after selling his shares in Bionet for a massive profit. Let me get Joe Pesci out here for this.
Where's your fucking balls? You know, I don't want to bring this up, but you've been treating a lot of people with a lot of disrespect, even your own wife.
So the piece of shit Bill Gates that told everyone to take this shit in the beginning, now people are dying from it, and now COVID injections are ineffective and don't block transmission, says Bill Gates.
I had one terrible fucking weakness. They defrocked me.
And it doesn't block transmission, says Bill Gates after selling his shares in BioNTech for a massive profit. So there it is. It's on the Hill TV here.
Anyways.
Oops.
To antibodies, antivirals. We think we can also have very early.
So the fucking piece of shit went on a speaking tour of Brussels to tell people that the fucking vaccine doesn't work and it was a test. And we told you before that we're going to pull the trigger on a pandemic. That we're going to force everyone on a vaccine back in 2018. And here we are today. This is from what, 2020, 2022, 2023. Sorry. There it is right there. And third Ontarioan being monitored for hantavirus, isolating in Peel. Ontario pharmacists to administer more vaccines to treat more conditions. And I think Charles Darwin was right about one thing. Charles Darwin, fucking psychopath, was right about one thing. I think it was him that stated that the world was going to be wiped apart or destroyed by vaccines. I think it was Charles Darwin that says that. Look that up and reference that for me, guys. But I think Charles Darwin says that the world is going to be wiped out by vaccines, and I think he's right about one thing. So, Ontario pharmacists to administer more vaccines to treat more conditions. Dr. Pricks plots COVID 2.0, demands population-wide PCR testing for hantavirus, aka Italian, mafangulo tiamamata. Yeah. In a haunting return nightmare. Okay, more bullshit. And hantavirus, Australians waiting hantavirus cruise ship reparation. And here's a little bit from Mike in the Night 2021. May 29, 2021.
They're quite a bit separated from each other.
Okay, we had you on the show last week, and you told us, after going through the ingredients and kind of breaking this down, you told us that this is not even a vaccine. This is something else.
Yes. What I've discovered through the analysis in the MSDS sheet that was sent to me is that this was an accelerant designed to open up your system to receive something else that's fast acting. Whatever it is, what the second injection is, I don't know. But this is a precursor is what they call it. It had nothing to do with any type of immune system or anything of that nature. It was literally a stimulant and a sedative. So to light up your system and to sedate you mildly.
For 40 days.
Well, it's, for 45 days. It would take that long for it to degrade out of your system because it's based on lithium, which is a a heavy metal that they use in antipsychotic medication.
But what happens to your pancreas?
I would say I would be more concerned about my kidneys, because your pancreas regulates chemical compounds in your body.
So this is from 2021, Mike in the Night, 355. This is not a vaccine, it's poison. New BS variant on the horizon as governments lose grip on narrative. Rate hikes will destroy middle class. China threatens Australia, and forced door-to-door vaccinations coming soon. And that was back in 2021, where we covered that for you guys. Oh yeah, don't believe the bullshit, guys, because everything is bullshit. All they're trying to do is sell you bullshit to cover up the true destruction that's happening in the background. The cancer we talked about earlier, they'll do whatever they can to protect the cancer, to keep the cancer going. All right. Proud to be unvaxxed. That's right, guys. We told you guys they're going to pull the trigger on the pandemic. And they're going to force everyone on a vaccine. The videos are up from 2017, 2018, and 2019. So, there it is right there. So, let's go into the United States of America here. All right, let's head over to the United States. And Senator Dave McCormick says existential battle with China requires government and industry teamwork. This is like winning World War II, right? And you know that's, what was it? What was his name? On one of the ships there, after he signed all the documents there. General MacArthur, was it General MacArthur who said we fought the wrong enemy in this war? We should have fought it against China. Well, it looks like it's gonna come. And industry teamwork is like winning World War II, and it looks like Washington Bureau Chief Matthew Boyle asked McCormick about Pennsylvania events he hosted last year, which drew more than $90 billion in commitments that those investments mean for the Commonwealth going forward, and basically talking about working together in leadership and infrastructure component and putting things together. And getting into infrastructure, energy infrastructure too, which is very important. And America's largest grid operator warns of power rationing as data center demands spirals. So there it is right there, folks. America's largest power grid operator admits the system is failing under the surging AI-driven demand and shrinking reliable energy sources. Data centers face deliberate power cuts during peak demand as the grid prioritizes residential users over energy-hungry tech infrastructure, permitting delays. So, guys, this is in America. Data centers face deliberate power cuts during peak demand. In Canada, the data centers get priority over Canadian residential households. You heard that here first on Mike in the Night. You heard that here first. So the data centers are always going to get, in Canada, are always going to get the power first before residential, right? And experts warn that without urgent policy reforms and fast-tracked energy projects, blackouts and grid collapse could become the new normal. So they're going to be rolling for moving towards rolling blackouts and all kinds of other stuff, right? They're going to be normalizing rolling blackouts. Hey, look at this piece of shit. Bill Maher. The gun control leftists are now lionizing Luigi Mangoni. So this piece of shit, Bill Maher, if you guys remember, was a leftist, was a Democrat, was anti-Trump, was bashing Trump, hated Donald Trump, hated. I hate these people that shift. And what have we been telling you on this channel for all these years? Don't take sides. Watch the show. Don't put your faith in these people. And these mouthpieces jump back and forth, and it's like, what did you think? We're going to forget what you said 3-4 years ago, and then you jump on the other side? These people are pathetic losers that do this. All pathetic losers. U.S. government wants agents wearing face scanners. Right? And it goes into, this poses pace. Okay, well, they want agents wearing face scanners. Move on. ICE expands operations into more than 40 states as Tom Homan confirms major hiring surge. So what does that mean? Get rid of all the illegals, because we've been pro-ICE. We don't take sides, but we're pro-ICE. If you're illegal in a country, get the hell out of there. What the hell are you doing in that country? Now, ICE expands operations in more than 40 states as Tom Homan confirms major hiring surge. That means Americans sit on the people that were right. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, guys, we are experiencing shutdowns here again on the show. Somebody put in a pretty long comment here. I wanted to read it. Of course it's gone. See if I could track down the comment here on Facebook. All right, let's see if I can comment. It looks like the comment was taken down. Someone put a really good comment up from Australia on Facebook, but it's gone now. I was gonna read it for you guys, but yeah, it looks like we're back again. Here we go. All right, let's go to war. All right, guys, I'm looking like we're shaking it up here a little bit. We're getting a little bit shaken up here in the we're getting a little bit shaken up here with the internet. I'm not sure what's going on, but we're getting erratic connections here tonight on Mike in the Night. And yeah. We're losing the show, folks. The show's we're getting kicked. We're we're getting kicked off here tonight. All right. There is no nuclear enrichment in happening in and if Iran wanted a weapon or wanted nuclear power or nuclear advancements or nuclear information, they would have got it years ago. They're a country. They could get it. Look how big their borders are. They could get anything nuclear in that country overnight. There is no nuclear. It's the boogeyman. There's no such thing as nuclear enrichment or bullshit Iran talks. It's all a boogeyman. It's fake. It's not real. And this is why they keep cutting this show off because of this. They keep cutting us off because of this. Because none of this shit is real. It's all bullshit. And breaking news, what's happening here? Let's U.S. government loans 53 million barrels of crude to counter Iran war-driven oil spikes. U.S. Senator says Democrats to launch another vote to try to stop Trump's Iran war. 4 killed in Gaza. Israeli forces conduct raids, demolitions near Jerusalem and Ramallah. And 59 minutes ago, majority in U.S. blamed Trump for war and dire economic situation. And nearly 22 billion secretly shipped to Ukraine. Austria politician. A right-wing Austrian politician has demanded that the country's finance minister explain how nearly 22 billion in cash and gold was shipped to Ukraine from Austria since 2022 without triggering concerns about money laundering or regulatory oversight. We told you the Ukraine war from day one. It kicked off the day one. We told you it was money laundering and weapons testing. It was all money laundering. That's why Canada had to send Freeland over there. Canada had to send Freeland over there because to make sure that money was getting layered in the right positions, right? And what do we say here? Well, what's this? Canada to spend 66. This is old Mike of the Night here from 2021. Canada to spend $624.2 billion on COVID pandemic, says report. The Canadians laundering the money. Yeah. Canada spent $624 billion on COVID pandemic, says report, and they spent more money than we did on war effort, than we did in World War II. This is huge because who's going to pay for this? This is a massive financial issue that Canada's future will have to endeavor. This is like a city getting the Olympics, and the people that know what the Olympics are about, and they're like, oh no, we got the Olympics, damn, we're screwed. And it takes them usually 30 to 40 years to pay off the Olympics. So this is bad. This is worse. This is like the Olympics going to every city in Canada. And every city is going to spend the next 40 years paying it off. That was our 2021 Mike in the Nights, episode 356. So, the title of this is "The Following Will Affect Every English-Speaking Country in the World. Vaccine Clots Ahead. Trudeau Hate Speech and Sells Out Canadians. Rate Hikes to Destroy Middle Class by 2025. Fake Pandemic Equals Fake Money Laundering." And that was in 2021 there. Early 2021 where we did that for you guys there. On Mike in the Night. All right. All right. All right, let's do another "I Told You So" video here on Mike in the Nights. We have my told you so. All right. So what is it? Here it is. Oil prices rise after Trump rejects Iran's latest peace proposal, but U.S. stocks hold steady. So, and $7 billion in suspiciously timed oil trade sparks insider trading fears. Now, let's go back to this one here, because we told you it was actually in October, not November of 2025. Buy oil, we are going to war. And I told you guys to buy, if you're in Canada, to buy Baytex, Crescent Point, and Athabasca oil back in October. And if you did, your portfolio has probably tripled or quadrupled by now, by May 11, 2026. So if people go back and look at some of this footage, they'll see what we're talking about. That was October of last year. We told you guys, buy oil because we're going to war. And we did go to the war, and we even predicted that Lebanon and all that stuff was going to happen. Watch our Beware video up on YouTube. Beware was a 2023 prediction video that if Trump was allowed to get elected, he was going to back Israel and start a massive, massive war in the Middle East. We were wrong about one thing in that prediction video. We said that Trump was going to wrap up the Ukraine war and call it the Biden war, and clean his hands from it and say that was the Biden war. We have nothing to do with that. I thought he was going to do that. When he became elected, I thought he was going to do that. But I was dead wrong, folks. I was absolutely dead wrong. And I thought he was going to do that. That's how the playbook was playing out. But I was wrong. It's okay to be wrong. But anyways, so there it is. So if you bought the oil I told you to buy, you're doing well. And someone just messaged me right now to say, Mike, you were right. Metro Vancouver is flooded with condos that nobody could afford. 81% of unsold condos price is over 81% of unsold condos price is over $1 million. Again, the Chinese did that. It wasn't the Iranians. It wasn't the Indians, the East Indians. No, they try to come in to try and fix the housing crisis by bringing 5-6 million of them and put 40 of them in one apartment. That was the Chinese that did that. Woo! Woo! Oh, we're going to quadruple down on China going forward now. Oh, yeah. We're just getting warmed up. We're getting warmed up here, boys. Okay. So let's keep going here. All right, let's go over to Europe. Let's go over to Europe. I saw my kid dying. Racism row follows after 9-year-old Matteo beaten by 5 rival football players. That's got to be really totally heartbreaking and disgusting. And then when you call out the people that did it, you're automatically a racist. A French youth, 9-year-old Matteo, was severely beaten by 5 players on an opposing team, with video footage showing the youth being wheeled away by emergency medical workers from an ambulance. Given that Matteo's team was predominantly made up of white players, while the opposing team featured minorities, in that case also taken on as racial element. So this is really, really scary shit. But this is going to happen all over the West. This is happening all over the West, and it's going to continue happening, right? And this is really heartbreaking to see this, and to even, like, why are these people even allowed to be in Europe? I call me whatever the hell you want to call me. But when a 5-year-old gets murdered like that on the field, and their defense to it is, well, you're being a racist if you say anything about it, that's the most disgusting, dirty, despicable comeback you could have is, well, you're a racist. Well, okay. I'm a racist. Now what? What are you going to do about it? And that's what's happening right now. And over 500,000 waiting to cross into Europe from Libya, Greek migration minister. So the North African nation poses the biggest problem for the bloc in terms of arrivals, says Thanos Pelveris has said. The EU might be on the verge of a new migrant crisis with more than 500,000 people waiting in Libya alone to cross into Europe. Greek migration minister Thanos Pelveris has said the bloc was first inundated by the asylum seekers from the Middle East and Northern Africa during the 2015 refugee crisis, when 1 million migrants entered Europe, straining welfare systems and prompting tens of millions of European voters to turn to far-right political parties. So Greece is one of the biggest entry points for migrants to come in through. If you guys remember, we were covering that like 5, 8, 6, 7 years ago. And massive violence, 93-year-old German man beaten to death in Cologne. And the residents of a peaceful neighborhood in Cologne are currently reeling a horrific discovery made on a weekend. A 93-year-old man was found beaten to death in his bungalow on Sunday by his adult children, an event that authorities later characterized as a fatal robbery. Wow, that's crazy, man. That is crazy. And transgender immigrants with no British visa elected as Green Party MSP. All right, we got it. Oh, yeah. Transgender immigrant with no British visa elected as Green Party MSP. You see? A white man, a Canadian, can't run for Prime Minister in Canada unless he could speak French. Yeah. If I want to become Prime Minister of Canada, I have to be able to speak French. If I want to become Prime Minister, I have to speak French and English. But then you have transgender immigrant with no British visa elected as Green Party MSP. Wow. Talk about going through the hoops. Talk about doing what you want to do in someone else's country, eh? Hey, talk about that, eh? Wow. And Poland's HIV cases triple in 5 years as experts point to impact of Ukrainian migration. Yep. And a little bit of old Mike of the Night here from, was it June 2021? This is when we got the ingredients. We got the ingredients for the second vaccine here. This was back in, June 5th, 2021. We got the ingredients. And this is episode 358, and the title was Serious Vaccine Ingredients Update, Tsunami of mRNA Deaths Ahead. Don't take it.
Taking it easy and watching your show. How's everybody doing?
Oh, well, I hope everyone's doing good. So I sent you some information I wanted you to research with some clippings, and I don't even know what the hell ADA-SO3. What is this?
So what you sent me a screenshot with the chemical compound of a drug you wanted me to look at for you. So I did some research and found out that this is an antigen, which is essentially an immune system stimulant.
Is this what's in the vax?
This would be something you would give to stimulate someone's immune system. This would not be a vaccine. This is something you give somebody recovering from, like, influenza or something of that nature.
Okay, because this is apparently in the second dose.
Well, this is what I was looking at. If you put what we previously discussed, your precursor first injection, and this being the second injection, what it would be is a long-term stimulant of someone's immune system. Would have nothing to do with any sort of coronavirus or protein-based respiratory illnesses of any kind. You would give somebody who is recovering from an illness. This is something that you would give them, or like somebody who had HIV, for example, or leukemia, this type of thing.
Interesting.
This has nothing to do with
respiratory.
Yeah.
So this was in the second vaccine, folks. We tried to warn you guys back in 2021 there. Mike in the Night 358, serious vaccine ingredients update, tsunami of mRNA deaths ahead. And we did warn you guys about that. So hopefully the 45 people that watched that transmission got the information they needed from it. We got someone that says, how are you, mate? We are feeling the need to bring back the dignity of the West. What has happened to Canada is happening in Australia, started in the UK. The housing in Canada and Australia is a joke. I can't wait for a massive correction. How much would you really pay to live next door to the third world? Well, again, if you guys go to our channel, because people are just finding us now, and they're trying to fill me in on stuff that we already talked about years ago and covered, because now there's what's happening. Okay. What's happening is a lot of new influencers are showing up. They're here for the money. A lot of them are here for the money. A lot of them aren't here to actually bring out the news or bring out what's going on or collaborate, work with this, figure it out, try to give you... No, they're not. All they're doing is speaking over other people's videos. All they're doing is talking about stuff we already know. Now, a lot of people are messaging, Mike, you should be talking about the brain drain. Mike, you should be talking about, what was it? Housing affordability and all this stuff that's happening. It's like, guys, we've already covered all this. Go to the channel, go to the magnifying glass, type in mass exodus. Type in mass exodus. Mike of the Night, mass exodus from big cities 7 years ago. You're going to lose your job. How China destroyed Canada. Mass exodus. Young families are leaving Vancouver. Are having housing bidding wars 8 years ago. Middle class mass exodus from all major cities. London brain drain and skilled workers 8 years ago. Toronto mass exodus. That's just that. Watch. Type in. I don't know. What's happening right now that everybody's talking about? What can we? Ukraine. Okay, Ukraine. Ukraine is a proxy war. Don't take sides. Zelensky is a fraud. Money laundering, drones, weapon testing. 4 years, 11 months ago. The day the war kicked off. Trump sends weapons to Ukraine. What happened to ending wars? Like, it goes on and on. Anything you talk about, look, you talk about, that guy was from Australia. Australia. Here it is. Serious economic storm heading to Australia. Australia's housing market severely unaffordable, empty units creating artificial shortages 6 years ago. Australian first-time homebuyers, inflation destroying middle class. Get out while you can. Australia's housing crisis is worsening. Debt ratios and foreign buyers 7 years ago. Here, type in CCP. Watch this, CCP. CCP, get off our land, says Governor Sarah Huckabee Sanders. Vacant home crisis. Can 2020 be the end of the CCP? 6 years ago. GDP dependent in Vancouver is being taken over by condos for CCP investors. Rest in peace, Burger King, 7 years ago. CCP China, the great hero and world humanitarian. That's a joke. And Vancouver's cheapest homes sold for $492,000 in profit. So long, middle class. Shinada, CCP takeover hard at work 9 years ago. Canada's economy and GDP is too dependent on CCP money laundering. They want to scrap foreign buyers tax 8 years ago. Anything you type in, Anything you type in, it will come up. We were already talking about it before. And all these new people are coming in and stealing the show. They're basically saying, look what we found out, guys. It's like, we've been telling you this for years. Nobody cared. Nobody cared when it mattered. The Joe Rogan comes. Joe Rogan, Russell Brand. They come and Tucker Carlson, Alex Jones. They come and tell you what you need to hear. So here it is here. I was watching Mike back during the Gemini Crew days. I remember when he parted ways with Gemini Crew because they wanted to start charging for use of the music they created for Mike. Wow, that was like in 2017, right? 2017? That was way back in the day. So there it is right there, folks. Oh, you type in, we're not done. Hold on, where are you going? We're not done. You type in, I don't know, let's see, what was that? Gold. Oh, you don't talk about gold, Mike. Yeah, I do. I talk about gold all the time. Black gold markets, housing crash, gold regulation coming by 2025, governments to make it impossible for average citizens to buy gold. How much gold and silver should I stack? 6 years ago. Gold, repo market, new. The world is headed towards a gold standard, maybe via BRICS nations. Money has no value. 6 years ago. 83 tons of fake gold bars, China's counterfeiting scandal. 5 years ago. Right? Now it's time to stack silver and gold now. You need to stack, I was saying, 400 ounces of silver in a personal reserve. That was 4 years ago. 400 ounces of silver. But did anyone listen to me? No one gives a shit! Why America went off the gold standard, my opinion. Mike in the Night, fake economy. And silver and gold ratio going crazy, 112 to 1 6 years ago. Gold back wars. Germany wants its gold back. It just doesn't end. Right? So, we've been there. We've been there all these years, man. For everything. Like, everything, man. And we've been, it's so strange that all these new people are showing up and telling us what we already know, which is controlled information distribution. I don't think I'm wrong about controlled information distribution. I think I've been dead right. I think I've been dead right about that. CID. Information is distributed when it needs to be. And that's not including my deleted videos. Well, that's not including my deleted videos. Look at this. Watch this, guys. Digital book burning. More deleted videos as people start to lose confidence in governments. 7 years ago. They were already... 7 years ago, I was telling you guys, look, they're already deleting my videos.
Mike Martin's here.
So they're already deleting my videos. A lot of these videos are not up anymore. Look. After School Satan Club. All my videos that I was reporting on in the After School Tranny Club. This is 2 years ago. But this video is from 7 years ago. Right? 7 years, 11 months ago this video was made. And that's 2 years ago. So, look. Questions about Venezuela. We're already hinting towards a Venezuela war back then. Look at that. Look, Portuguese deportation from Canada. And all these videos. Look, thousands of videos we've had taken down. Thousands of them. Thousands of videos have been taken down. And it's really scary. Really scary. And yeah, it's really scary, the amount of information that has been taken down from us. It gets really intense when you break down the titles of videos that have been taken down from us. And we were doing videos in 2013, 2014. Top 8 causing cancer chemicals in your house. Watch out. Top 5 color. What was it? Colors, dyes, food dyes that are destroying your children, or destroying. Keep these food dyes away from your family. All those videos were all taken down. What else was that other one? Oh, cancer is a parasite. Watch out, people. What they're not telling you about cancer, it's a parasite. That was taken down in 2016 for community guideline violations. In 2016, cancer is a parasite. They take it all down. And anyways, All right, let's get some callers in. I'm getting tired. I'm getting hot. Yeah, Dino Bravo's got a good point there. Someone's saying they silent people, they don't want some topics being discussed. Oh, but we've been silenced for 15 years. That's the problem. My first YouTube channel was terminated in 2012, and it was a good YouTube channel. Right? James Cameron saying 50% overvalued. It's like several 100% overvalued. Right? Again, you could thank the Chinese for laundering trillions of dollars through your country. You want to blame someone for destroying your country? Blame China. Blame someone, blame China. Because if they didn't bring in trillions of dollars, Australia's 1.8, 1.9 trillion laundered Chinese money. We have the numbers here. Let's see if I can find the video here. Right here, 8 years ago. Trail of dirty money in Vancouver linking housing prices to CCP, drugs, and money laundering and fentanyl. Most expensive apartment in rentals in Canada. You can thank the CCP for money laundering and fentanyl. Money laundering by CCP Chinese destroying housing affordability via fentanyl 7 years ago. Holy crap. Man, we really try to get this out there. We really doing house comparisons. Look, money laundering, forcing Canadian middle class into homelessness. Look at that house, $2.5 million for a piece of crap house in Canada versus $1 million mansion in Texas. It's like, wow. We were doing all this comparison videos years and years and years ago before. CCP underground banks laundering money. How to guide on how to destroy your country. Yep. It's crazy, man. How the Liberal Party will win the 2025 selection in Canada via public sector and Chinese vote. We told you guys the Liberal Party was going to win in 2025, and everyone said I was fucking retarded. And I told everyone a man named Mark Carney's coming. Yeah. Oh, he's not a politician. Oh no, he's a banker on sub. On sub. Yep. Yep. So, there it is right there. All right, let's see who else is here. It's really sickening that Canada fell to the CCP. If they audit just the farmland, America will come to war. America will invade Canada tomorrow. Once America, I've been saying this for a long time now. Once America realizes how much farmland the Chinese own on the Canadian-U.S. border, America's coming to take us over. Watch. Once, because that is a big CCP communists owning farmland on the border of your country. Watch when America starts looking into Chinese-owned farmland in Canada, bordering the U.S. Watch. I've been warning you guys about this for years. Another thing I've been warning you guys, watch when they find out. Watch when the vacant home crisis comes out. You're sitting on 4 million vacant homes owned by Chinese money laundering. 4 million. 3.8 million. The last projection we got on our channel was in 2017, and it was already 1.9 million vacant homes. Was already 1.9 million vacant homes. So we're pushing towards 4 million now by 2026, owned by Chinese, right? So, yeah. All right. Yeah, you're right, John. Multiculturalism has killed Canada. Because when I was growing up in Toronto as a Portuguese, oh boy, we were treated like absolute garbage. Oh boy. But what are the Portuguese doing here? We're building everything around you. Who do you think built all this shit around you? Oh yeah, but you're going to go back to Portugal? Oh, I don't know. My dad, I still remember my dad. What are you doing here from Portugal? What do you, and my dad's like, oh, I'm working on the Sky Dome project now for 3 years, 2 or 3 years, 85, 86, 87, I think it was. My dad working on the Sky Dome project. Then he worked on the Air Canada Center where the Maple Leafs play now. So, yeah. They say someone saying that TD is involved in human trafficking. Oh, they're involved in all kinds of shit. All these people. All right, who is out there, guys? Who wants to call into the show? Oh man, we got True Patriot. We gotta get True Patriot on here on Mike in the Night. We got True Patriot here. All right, let me get a link to the show here and give it to True Patriot, 2-time world champ here. All right, guys, let me just give me a second, guys. I'm just going to take off my jacket because I'm melting here. Let's put on some Mike in the Night country music here. You're tuned in to Mike in the Night, the voice of the Commonwealth.
It's 3 a.m. in a one-stop town. Neon buzz and the world shut down. Coffee's cold, but the mic's still warm. There's a storm outside and another reform. Headlights roll down Highway 8. Folks still talking about the state of the state. Bills go up, paychecks stand. Feels like a house always wins. But there's a voice on the air tonight, cutting through that pale moonlight. Mike in the Night, on the AM line. Truth coming through like a county sign. You can run, you can hide, you can close your eyes, but you feel that moving deep inside. At 3 a.m. when the silence is broken, old guitar and the truth outspoken. No teleprompter, no token, just a man saying I have spoken. Small town farmers, city trees, trying to read through the masquerades. Paper headlines, polished lies, but you can see it in the people's eyes. Granddad said, son, stand tall, don't let fear build your walls. Mama prayed by the kitchen light, said keep your heart strong through the fight. So he turns that dial a little more, like knocking on a closed back door. Mike in the Night, on the AM line. Truth coming through like a warning sign. You can feel it shift when the clock strikes 3, like something's waking inside of me. At 3 a.m. when the static's spoken, old school fire that can't be broken. No script read, no words soft spoken, just a man saying I have spoken.
Oh yeah, baby. You're tuned into Mike in the Night, episode 650. What season is this? Let us say, people don't even know we exist. We're on season 35, episode 9. Season 35, episode 9. That's how long we've been trying to warn you guys. That's how long we've been warning you guys. Yep. All right, guys, let's get into callers here on the show tonight. Trying to get through some people, but they don't even know a show exists. Nobody knows this show exists. 5-10 years after I'm dead, they're going to be scraping through my shit and saying, this motherfucker knew it. This motherfucker warned everybody. No one gave a fucking rat's ass because he's not fucking Joe Rogan. No one gave a shit about what this guy had to say. Mind you, they take our word salads and discussion pieces and predictions and all that other shit. Right? Yeah. All right, let's see who we got here. Will Canadian water resources be poisoned one day if CCP owns tons of Canadian farmlands? I don't know about that. I don't think so. I don't think it will go that far. Luna J. Parker's here tonight. Thanks for being here. All right, we're streaming across multiple platforms, guys. We already did headlines. See if I have any requests here, guys. I'm going to give you the request line here for you guys if you want to go ahead and I'll give you guys the Instagram. Instagram looks like this if you guys want to call in. And I'm going to give you guys the Instagram one more time. Add me. Just send me a message. Just go ahead and send me a message. I'll check my hidden requests right now like I am. And I got nothing. Yeah. Yeah, okay, so we got 1, 2. Sorry, guys, I'm just trying to set up my lines here. Okay, guys, let's get someone to call in here. Let's see if anyone's picked me up a coffee tonight. Tio always gets me a coffee. Thanks, Tio, for the coffee, buddy. I really appreciate it. Tio got me a coffee tonight here on Mike in the Night. All right. Data centers pollute the fresh water indirectly. Well, we could look more into the data centers. We're covering them. But data centers tie back into the fusion centers. If you guys remember, we've been talking about fusion centers like 10 years ago, more. Like in 2012, we were talking about fusion centers, right? James saying, Mike, you need me to call in? Anybody could call in, guys. Anybody could call in. Just close that there. See what we got here tonight from Mike in the Night. Yeah, it looks like there's just nobody here. Just send me a message on Instagram real quick, guys. Say you want to call in. Please, guys. Please and thank you. Got 94 windows open here. Windows 94. Oh, you got Windows 94, Mike? Yeah, I got 94 windows open doing the show. I know, it's not funny. Anyways, okay. No chat requests. No message requests. Hidden requests. Nothing. Okay. All right, so hopefully we can get somebody. I'll patiently wait, right? I'll patiently wait a few more minutes and see if we can get someone to call into the show. And if we can't, we already covered the headlines, folks. It doesn't matter. This is a participation show. We've been doing this for 32 seasons now. And if people don't know we're here by now, then I did everything I could. I did it all. I did everything I could. I did everything I could. So, no, we don't have a Discord anymore. We had a Discord. Remember we had a Discord and somebody went in there and started shitting on everybody and deleting account. It was weird. With 12 Discord followers, and it was just a nightmare. So we just shut that down real quick in a heartbeat. We had a virgin come on. A virgin came on. Fucked with us, right? Usually people that don't have money do shit like that. Come on, guys. All right. So we got nobody. Oh, we could get Corey Hart back on. Well, Corey Hart's watching the Minnesota game, so we got to, I don't know. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter anymore. Sorry, guys, for the awkward silence if you listen to this on replay. And, unfortunately, age verification's coming to everything, folks. Age verification's coming for everything. Well, think of it like this way, guys. Canada's going to be in for a really big huge real estate correction. We're not talking 50, 60%. We're talking massive correction. Because now Canada is trying to deport all these Indians that they brought in since 2020. 4 or 5 million people from India were misled to come to Canada and sold a dream. They got here, 10, 20, 30 of them to a home. And again, if Canada wants to go green, they need occupancy laws. 2 people, 1 bathroom. That's an occupancy law. But for 40 of them in one house, and now what's happening is they're deporting these people. A majority of them are unhireable. They don't qualify for work, right? And so they get subsidized wages. And that's also putting a strain on the taxpayer. Now, what's happening is they're deporting these people back. Now, the real estate market in Canada is out of control. Because now the Canadian proper can't get into their own real estate, so they try to bring in Hindus to fix the Chinese money laundering that came in since 2010 and destroy the housing market. Now, we're going to see a massive correction. I'm talking huge. We're going to go back to $220,000, $245,000 detached homes, $40,000 1-bedroom, $65,000 2-bedroom apartments. That's just it's going to get down to that, and it will get to it. Wages and incomes need to be tied to real estate prices, not Chinese money laundering, right? And that's the biggest problem that Canada, Australia, New Zealand, and the UK did, was they sold out to the highest bidders. And the blue states of America, we warned America about this for many years, right? And the Chinese escaping in a frenetic pace to Seattle. Remember that? The Chinese, once Vancouver puts on the foreign buyers tax. Let's see if I can find let's see if I can find it. If I can find that Seattle video for you guys, because you guys think I'm lying. And where's that Chinese flee to Seattle, and they destroyed the housing market there in King County. Where was it? See if it's this one. It's a really good one.
Their
Oh, here it is. I love this video. They took down the article though. There it is. Foreign buyers overlooking Vancouver and heading to Seattle in a frenetic pace. And there's the video right there. Vancouver foreign buyers tax force Chinese to take over Seattle and Toronto housing market 8 years ago. So look, Toronto housing wave tsunami has hit Toronto and Seattle as Vancouver implements foreign buyers tax 9 years ago. We told you guys, we warned you guys, and I love the frenetic pace. Foreign buyers and Chinese overlooking Vancouver heading to Seattle in frenetic pace. And the foreign buyers tax will likely go to court if implemented in this US city. So, yeah, so they were whole West Coast was sold out to the highest bidder too. So I just thought I'd let you guys know the frenetic pace there that's going on. But there's going to be a massive correction coming to Canada. Huge. And we warned you guys about this. Timeline. Well, depending on how fast they can deport these people, these migrants from India. Depending on how fast they can deport these people from India. 84% of condos in Vancouver are over $1 million, right? And 35 years ago, the average one-bedroom condo in Vancouver was $25,000, right? So in Canadians wonder why British Columbia wants the supersede from Canada and join the United States. The social credit prelude's coming. The digital prison, 5G, right? Let's see if our digital prison videos are still up. Yeah, there's lots of them up. Digital prison, digital score. All this stuff is up. This one's good. Building a digital prison. Bank of Canada lays groundwork for digital currency and control spending 6 years ago. Groundwork for digital prison 1984. Increased surveillance of Canadian travelers visiting the U.S. 7 years ago. Yeah. Yeah. Whoa, everyone calm down in the comments. Everyone's freaking out in the comments. Tonight on Mike and the Knights. It's kind of a boring show tonight, guys. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. The show is very boring. The show is boring, guys. I'm sorry. Tonight. Got no one here. Hold on. We'll go here. Hidden requests. Nobody. No worries, guys. Nobody panic. We already did our headlines. We already did our headlines. We did everything we had to do in the show. And if we can't get participation from the viewers, that's fine. I don't blame them. But there's only so much I could talk about for so long until I start getting heat exhaustion here. Let's see if we could get... Yeah, I think people are just going to be afraid to call in. I think Mike and the Knight's going to be... I think people will be scared to come into the show. And I don't blame them. It's getting really bad out there. It's going to get worse. I think it's going to get a lot worse. All to protect CCP interests. All to protect the Chinese communists. That's what Canada's doing. We told you the Liberals were... We even told you they're going to call snap election or they're going to do floor crossing. All right. Oh, someone's calling in. Hello.
Yo, Mike, it's Memo. How
What's
you doing?
up? What's up, buddy?
Hey, not much. It's been a while. I haven't called in a while. Yeah, I just saw. I've been doing stuff. I've been like I have been doing chores, multitasking while the show was on. But I saw you said nobody wanted to call. There's some stuff. There's an article I read. If you're down for me to talk about it on the show.
Go.
You down?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, am I live right now?
You're 100% live.
What's up? All right. So, I don't know if you guys talked about this already, or if I'm pretty sure you have, but oil is pretty much done. So, they're saying like the whatever we have that holds oil, you can't use the shit that's on the bottom of the excuse my language. You can't use what's on the bottom of the tank. So there's going to be a point where these wherever we store oils, they're pretty much going to go bad. And this is I think they're expecting it to come around 4th of July for United States. So I'm not saying for everybody to freak out, but you have to understand, it's going to be different for people, in every part of the country. California, I would say, is mostly screwed because they're importing, 40-60% of their oil from Iraq. So, and it's really weird and then you see United States is pretty much exporting their oil. Whatever we have, we're giving it to Asia and Europe. So, for United States, ourselves, it's over after July, August. So the shit is going to hit the fan. We're going to see empty shelves. We're going to see prices double of what they already are. And, if there's no more oil, it's kind of game over. And these things, they take years to fix. There's a lot of sabotage going on with these oil plants and all this stuff. So, I just wanted to get the message out there, just to, brace yourself, get in touch with your family, find community, figure things out and don't panic, but just brace yourself,
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's 4th of July. They were saying that it's going to hit 4th of July, like 4th of July. But things always take a little bit longer. But the numbers don't lie. If there's nothing in the barrels or there's nothing in the tanks, you can't finesse your way out of that. And we're already seeing dynamic pricing. Dynamic pricing was like that's a very dystopian thing. So if you go in there and they think you have money, they're going to charge you double or triple for whatever some person's going to pay $2 for.
Mm-hmm.
So that's already real, and that exactly has to do with the oils and the shipments, and they're just subsidizing the cost to different people. So that's already real. But the big one is when diesel's like at $12, $13, or however high it gets, nobody's going to be picking up food. Farmers aren't going to be doing anything. These guys are already at like crazy margins to begin with. So. Yeah, I don't know if you guys were already talking about that. I haven't, but
we talked about we talked a lot about oil, but we've been talking about oil. Oil is a natural resource. The earth produces it. That's how we are on the channel. We've been saying it's a natural. It's the bloodline. The bloodline of Earth is oil. Okay, and the earth seeps oil. And if you stop, you're seeing wells that have been depleted 50, 60, 70 years ago are being brought back because the oil has replenished itself, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the oil isn't necessarily the problem here. It's the oil to fuel conversion, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And now we talked about this now 5 or 6 shows ago, or 7 shows ago. We were talking like this. We said if every province in Canada built one oil to gas and one oil to diesel refinery in each province, that would hire over 60,000 workers in a private sector making over $50 an hour. And we'll have an overabundance of fuel because we'd have so many refineries making it. And gas would be 20, 30 cents a liter. Right? If we actually put in the infrastructure to do it. But governments won't allow it because we have to go Greta Thunberg green.
Yeah, and not only that, I've been hearing that we've been these plants have been being sabotaged, so they're destroying them.
Yep. Yep.
So so we're destroying, yeah, so it's a very to me it seems like very manufactured and very strategic. So all this global world order bullshit, it's like they're gonna have their cake and eat it too.
That's yeah. And they're pushing this on purpose. There is all global engineered hoaxes and garbage. Every hoax matters, bud. Don't forget that.
Yeah, yeah, it's all a distraction.
So you got any big plans, or are you preparing for summer, or what are you doing?
I've been saving up for a sailboat. I've been living in Mexico, and it's kind of hard to leave because it's so good down here.
Mm-hmm.
I've been having a really good time. Everything's cheap. I work remote. You know, and one of the reasons a lot of people have been talking about, this AI bullshit. Everybody's getting fired, and that's true. But the reason why I've been able to keep my job is because I never asked them for a raise. My wages are pretty low,
Mm-hmm.
but it's sustainable. And that was just me on purpose.
But you live in
And
Mexico. You're okay because you live in Mexico.
Yeah.
So you're getting
Yeah.
North American wages, stagnant wages, but you live like a king in Mexico.
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I was even thinking like the moment I get back to the States, I'm fucked.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be down there with with the bottom 20%.
Mm-hmm.
Bottom 30% maybe. So, and it's kind of like a global thing. Everybody, all these companies, they want to get rid of people, and they want anybody that was making 60, 80,000, or even 100,000 or 150,000, they want to pay you $30,000 a year.
Mm-hmm.
That's what everybody's wages are going to go to. That's a plan.
Mm-hmm.
They don't want people to make money.
But then what about the Canada where it's laundered with Chinese money? One bedroom condo in Vancouver is $1 million. Like what do we do? Like what do we do?
That's I've been the only way I know about Canada and what's going on, and the only reason I know that is because of you. So I don't have my finger on the pulse for Canada, but I can imagine whatever is happening in Canada is probably twice as bad as the United States.
No,
And then,
twice as cute. Twice as cute. No, this is horrendously what's happening. Like we're talking 8 times more.
Yeah, I can't. It's hard for me to even think about or even compare just because of my own situation. And even when I was in Portland, Oregon, so I was pretty close to close to, as Canada, not close as Washington, but even up there the prices were fucking ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
For a studio you're paying like at least 1,800, with every like with and I even remember one time my electricity bill was like $750.
Whoa.
So yeah,
You
100%. Yeah,
750 USD, you could buy food in the Philippines for 1 year.
Yeah, no joke. It was $750 for like a month and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So and that's on top of like paying $1,600.
Yeah, and we've been warning
So
people for years about this big brain drain where Americans, Canadians, Australians, New Zealanders, they're just going to be leaving and they're going to be living in different countries and try to make it, with what they can. And that's what you're doing. That's exactly what you're doing. And you're making it and you're proving it to us. It's possible.
well, yeah, it's possible, but there is you have to. The only reason I've been able to be able to kick it down here in Mexico is porque hablo español. My parents are Mexican. I have the culture down. If the migra from Mexico said, "Hey, what are you, buddy?" I'm like, "Oh, nací en un rancho. Blah, blah, blah. ¿Dónde
Mas tú
están tus
sabes,
papeles?"
mas tú sabes que yo viví en México por 2 años.
Sí, ya sé, y eres portugués. Tu español está fenomenal.
Yeah,
Pero,
estuve en Judiantla, en Guerrero.
chido, mi ex novia fue de ahí. But you know what I'm saying? Like there's, not everybody can do this. Like if you don't speak the language, if you don't know the culture, you're gonna have a much harder time. Even if you have remote income and you think you're making it, you're just not gonna.
It's
you're
a
gonna
life
start
hack.
Missing. Yeah, it is. Yeah, I have a super life hack, so I feel very fortunate to be able to do this and get away with it for this long.
¿Sabes qué? Estoy hablando en portugués con mis niños, todos, en portugués. Y
Muy
después,
importante.
aprende español muy rápido porque los idiomas son igual.
Prácticamente, sí.
Prácticamente igual.
Son muy similares.
Ujú.
Si escucho portugués, sí es fácil como O sea, hay unas palabras que escuchas y, sí, ok, ya te entiendo. Pero la única cosa que sé de portugués es Ronaldinho, you know?
But
But
anyways, I just wanted to, yeah. So that's a life hack, right? So it's very important to get these. So there was this Chinese guy that was telling me I'm moving. He wants to move to Mexico in like a month. And I'm like, he wants to go to rural Mexico. It's Chinaman. It's Chinese guy. So I said to him, do you speak any Spanish? He's like, no. They'll learn English to communicate with me because I'm going to bring money. I'm like, they look at you like the fucking enemy, you stupid fucking piece of shit. No one's going to learn English for you.
yeah, no, it doesn't work that way. If anything, you know, if I came down here and I spoke with a heavy accent and I didn't know any Spanish, I'd be paying double or triple for everything I get.
Yeah.
You know, you go to a street taco vendor and you see the tacos are 50 pesos, they're gonna charge you like 80.
Yep. So here's the problem
know.
with that. You see, Chinaman thinks he's going to go down there because they're going to learn English for him. It's like, you're fucking retarded. Like,
Yeah, no, it doesn't fly like that. And also too, I think Mexico is mostly vibes. So if you come at a Mexican and you sound demanding, or if you're like a Karen, you're gonna get the butt end of the stick.
Yep.
You know, but if you come at a Mexican and you're nice and you're humble and you're like, hola, mira amigo, tengo problemas, esto pasó, or even in English, you could say, hey, I'm in trouble, you know, this happened. You know, they're gonna come at you with the same energy that you come at them. So if you're some Chinaman, you know, and you come down here and you're waving money in people's faces, man, you're gonna get your ass kicked for sure.
Yep. But yeah, that's just that, right? So yeah, you got to keep in touch with us a little bit more often. You update us on what's going on. Are you getting the sailboats? Where you going? You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah. I'm hoping to get it by either September or December, and then, but even then, it's kind of weird because, you know, I've been thinking to myself, it's like, do I even want to go back to the United States? You know, it's like, is that somewhere even I want to live? And I, you know, the longer I've been down here, it's you know, the answer is kind of like, not really, yo. You know, there's, you know, if you're down here, you know, if you open up your windows, people have music, people play music.
I
You
know
see
es
people
una fiesta
partying.
grande.
Yeah, people have a good time down here, and they don't even have much. And then you go up in the States, and everybody's, you know, eyeballing everybody. It's like, what do you do? What do you do for work? You know, that kind of question and shit. And it's all superficial mostly.
Dude,
It's really
imagine.
hard to.
Speaking of superficial, could we just imagine for a little while? Imagine I was allowed to become the Prime Minister of Canada. I show my ass up in the United States, shake some hands, talk to the this, that, and let's talk about deficits and then working together and building a stronger, prosperous community. I get my ass on the plane, I'm flying to Mexico City, see the presidents. Hola, hola, mexicanos. Estoy aquí para hablar con ustedes, para hablar en negocios, para poder ayudar los dos países a levantarse, para poder hacer grandes cosas por el futuro, para, you know, and I can just sit there and talk for 2 hours in Mexican, right? And people will be like, that's the fucking Prime Minister of Canada? Right?
Yeah, well,
And then I jump on a fucking plane, hold on, and I go down to Brazil. Boa tarde toda a gente vai falar hoje economicamente o que está a passar nesses países e empresas, porque a gente estamos a perder muito dinheiro, a gente precisa saber o que está a acontecer. And then boom, that would be the greatest Prime Minister of Canada I ever had.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, you know, in the future, you know, this whole Amero, you know, the United States kind of converging with North America. I could see it happening within the next 30 years, 40 years. It's something that, you know, I remember my uncles talking about, you know, when I was a kid, and these guys were hanging out with PRI. I don't know if you're familiar with the PRI, the PRI, the Mexican, or Salinas de Gortari and all those motherfuckers.
And Zapatistas?
No, close to them. No, but
Close?
yeah, right. I don't know if they were related. Maybe there's some bloodlines connected there. But yeah, I've been hearing about these guys connected close to government, you know, Mexican government for a while, talking about the Amero. So I wouldn't be surprised, you know, if in the future we could have some, you know, Portuguese prime minister in Canada, or some, you know, Spanish speaking, you know, whatever leader, going around trying to unify North America.
It won't work.
And,
I will never be prime minister of this country. You know why? One, because I don't speak French. Because you have to speak French to be prime minister.
oh,
So I
you
won't.
just start cussing and call it French.
I don't even know. So I don't. So that's one. So I can't speak French. So I can't become. And then second, I would do a huge audit in this country financially, going back 20, 30 years, and they would just shoot me down for it. I wouldn't last 2 months in office. They would take me out.
Well, I honestly don't think that any political movement is organic. I don't think it's organic at all.
No.
I think there's some people out there with really good hearts and really good minds, and they tried it out, and then they just saw that they never got anywhere, and if because they just weren't playing ball,
Right.
and if you don't play ball, you're done. That's why you see like AOC. How the fuck is a bartender getting so high up there?
Yeah.
It's
AOC.
like Yeah,
AOC
yeah.
is a representation of occasional cortex.
Okay, wait, what?
Occasional cortex. The cortex, is the hard drive works occasionally.
Yeah. Occasional. Yeah. No, but for reals, it's like, unless you're retarded and you're just in there for the glitz and the glamour and you're just going along, bobbing your head, oh, cool, yeah, I'm going for office. Then they'll see you and they'll be like, yeah, I could, the bankers, whoever's running shit, they'll be like, yeah, I could use this person. But if you have any, sense of intelligence or morals or values, you're done. They can't have that. It's everything is we already know it's kind of they want this techno future where humans are like the whole Blade Runner dystopian bullshit. We're already there.
Yep.
So it's tough, man. It's this timeline is this is the end, man. We're at
You
the
think
down
so?
cycle. Yeah, I think we're gonna see the end. I think we're gonna see something crazy happen. We're gonna have like biblical times where people are just stealing and robbing and shooting each other for grains of rice, and people living in camps. I wouldn't like. I was thinking to myself, if the shit really hits the fan in the United States, we already have a lot of internment camps, and once they pull martial law, you're done. They're gonna take whoever they can take for the military and whoever
Dude, they have
else
one in Alaska that could hold millions of people if they had to.
Yeah, that's what they have. They have them all over California. I remember seeing them. So I wouldn't be surprised if shit gets really bad, they'll just stick everybody in camps and say, "Shut the fuck up.
Yep.
Here's your jail food," and then that'll be that for maybe like a year or two, and then it'll be like the beginning of their new world or whatever, however they want to roll it out. And then we'll have the CBDCs. We'll have your little monopoly mine money. You know how they have the mine towns where they give you the mine corporate money, the little monopoly money. So yeah, everything's going to be owned by one company, and each company is going to have their own district, and you use their money to buy shit from that one doctor because he was sponsored, and it's done. Not yet, but it's definitely getting there. And it seems like every global event, that they're pushing is like a little bit closer to that,
But
So-
I was thinking of I just wish I could get together 25 callers that speak Spanish so I could do a Mike in the Night in Spanish again.
That'd be fun.
I did
I'm
eight.
here
I did
for
8 or 9 episodes of Mike in the Night in Spanish with no problems, just going right through the whole show. But I just ran out of people to call, and then I had to stop it because there was no one that I could talk to on the show, right?
Pues soy uno de los llamaderos que si necesitas a alguien que llama, aquí estoy.
Yeah, es tú, mas yo tenía otro en Seattle, yo tenía otro en Chile. Otro de Argentina. I had people from all over that spoke Spanish, but it was really hard to maintain and get everybody on the show at the same time with the time zone differences and trying to do the show in Spanish. It was really hard. I managed to get some shows out. I just couldn't, just not enough people to talk to, right?
Well, I think a hack for that, you could probably do like a Facebook marketing, but make it for like, you could have like a Facebook marketing for East LA. If you could get like certain, if you know the areas, just hit the zip codes with your show, and you'll probably get some more Mexican callers, for sure. But I think more than anything, I think you'd want them to be, I think they'll probably end up being more bilingual or Chicanos or, I'm a Chicano, so, You know, you'd probably get more people like us than like hardcore Mexicans or like hardcore Chileans. You know, it'd be few. You could get them still, but I think, you know, there's few of them. Because even here in Mexico, I noticed a lot of people don't pay attention. People here in Mexico, they're in their own world. They don't care about this stuff. So, because I don't think you know, the reason I say that is because, you know, I think things are so bad here already that they've figured out how to live with it. For example, I was talking to, you know, I order Uber all the time, Uber Eats and shit. And a lot of these delivery drivers, I've already gotten to know some of them. And I asked one of them, I was like, how much do you make in a day? You know, how, he's like, oh, yo trabajo desde las 10 de la mañana hasta las 10 de la noche. So he's working 12-hour days, and he's only walking away with $45.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's what a person makes in Cuba in a whole month.
Yeah, no, but what I'm
I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
Yeah,
I know.
yeah. But like here, you know, here shit's already kind of getting expensive already. So
Yeah.
you know, and everything here is kind of like the way I've kind of gauged it. Everything here is like 40% cheaper. 40 depending on what you're buying, it's like 30 to 50% cheaper. Beer is like you could get a 6-pack of beer here for like $6 to $8. You know, in the United States, it's like 12, 13.
Okay.
If you want, you know, if you want special beer like IPAs or whatever, obviously that's going to be more. But everything here is like, you know, but if you're barely making, you know, $1,400 a month and shit already costs that much, that's already fucking a lot, you know?
Yeah.
So, and these guys are making it. They're happy. They figured it out. And that's one thing that scares me because I see the same thing that's happening here in Mexico. It's already coming to America, right? With the wages and the rents and all this stuff. But the difference that United States doesn't have that Mexico has is they have family and they have God.
Yep. And we keep saying Mexico has God. And that's why Mexico is going to supersede anything that's going to happen is because they have God. They have
100%,
Our Lady of
100%.
Guadalupe.
Yeah, 100%. And that's why I'm kind of, you know, I've been talking to my buddy who lives in Los Angeles, and I've been telling him, I was like, bro, by the time, you know, late July, August rolls around, dude, get the fuck out of there, dude. Because, you know, the moment the shit hits the fan, I can imagine, you know, bullets or lead's going to start flying all over the place.
Yep, for sure.
You know, it's seeing a desperate, you know, inner city, low educated American is probably the most terrifying thing you could come across. So, and I'm not trying to make fun of my own people for that. I'm just saying,
No.
it's facts.
You're just calling a spade a spade.
Yeah, you know, we're pretty much close to. I would say most Americans, your average American that you find working in a restaurant, we're pretty much feral. We're feral people. You know, there's no community. There's no sense of religion. There's no, you know. So if somebody like that goes off, you know,
go to Canadian major cities. Canadian major cities, there's no sense of community. If you go to Vancouver, in the 80s, Vancouver was the place to be. And then after the money laundering, the Chinese started coming in, just antisocial, everybody hates each other, oppressed people were coming into the country. It wasn't Puerto Ricans coming into Vancouver. It wasn't Mexicans. It was Chinese. And then they bring in that oppression and I hate everybody attitude. They come in and man, do they hate that you walk into an elevator, they look at you like you burnt their house down. You stop at a red light, you look over at the car, there's a Chinese guy, he looks at you like you burnt his house down. It's fucked up, dude. It's so fucked up.
There's a similar attitude in the United States, but it's less. It's not as race. It's not as racy. I think it's more like status.
Oh, status,
So,
like rich and poor.
Yeah. But I know what you're talking about. I feel that, you know. Yeah. We're headed there. It's gonna be it's gonna get bad.
All right, bro. Look, it was really good to have you on the show, and if I could give you a nickname, can I give you a nickname, please?
You already have.
What is it?
Rocco the Hammer Gimetti.
Oh, dude, I didn't know you were fucking. I didn't know you were Mexican, dude. Rocco the Hammer Gimetti. No. I think I got a one. I think Distrito Federal, DF.
Yeah, that's a heavy one. That's heavy. All right, I'll take it though.
Distrito Federal. So when I tell people we're getting Distrito Federal on District Federal in English, Distrito Federal.
Just say el DF. We got
DF, el DF. Yeah.
Yeah. That's a heavy one. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man. When a Portuguese man gives you a nickname, be honored with it because it means something because he cares about you, you know?
Oh, I appreciate it, man. Yeah, no, I'm glad I was able to, get on and yeah, it's I try to watch the show as much as I can, but shit's always going on, so
Try and call in 3 weeks, okay?
I'll call, yeah. Give it 2 weeks. I'll call in 2 weeks.
Okay, brother. God bless you,
All
okay?
right, man. God bless you too. It was good talking, bro.
All right.
Peace.
Peace. All right, guys. That's our boy Distrito Federal here on Mike of the Night. El DF. All right, so who do we got here? Oh, okay, we got some messages here. Oh, man. Okay. We got a message. Don't play cat and mouse. Start a full-scale war. America and England bombarded Germany in Second World War. Okay, maybe I should get this guy to call in and give us an update on this. All right, who else we got here? Any requests? Still no requests, guys. Come on, man. So someone sent me this last message. I'm going to read it again for you guys. Metro Vancouver flooded with condos nobody could afford. 81% of unsold condos prices are over $1 million. And if you go to Vancouver, it's gray, it's gloomy, it's always rainy, and everyone's all pissed off there because nobody has money. Nobody has money. Nobody has money. And everybody is pissed to the top. Pissed right off. Let me just wet my beak here. Dino Bravo says here, wear my Dino Bravo badge of honor. Okay, we got a report coming in here from Rusty Behemoth. Wait, somebody sent me a super chat way back here. Hold on a sec. Did I read it? Or did I lose? Oh, no. Someone sent me a super chat for $5.49. Yvonne of the Yukon. Hippo character smacks his hands onto his face and looks around to see if anyone saw what he just saw. Thanks for the super chat. All right, let's keep going down. All right, here we go. Hydrate. I'm hydrating. Yeah, I got to wet my beak here, man. Yes, the caller sounds young, but he's awake. Oh, he's totally awake. All right, let's move over here to, real quick to, guys, vote for Dano, please. I'm going to bring this up 3 times a show. Vote for Dano. I'll give you guys the link. Please vote for Dano. It's free. Scroll down here and click vote. One vote. One vote. I've been voting every day for Dano, guys. He's currently in 3rd spot in his group. Let's get him back to 1st spot. He was in 1st. So let's get him back to 1st spot. And guys, if you want to buy something, there's a link in the description if you want to buy some Mike of the Night swag. And if you want to... We're on TikTok again. I don't know. I don't know how long we're going to be on TikTok anymore. It looks like we're going to be on our way out there again. Our fourth suspension. And there's the Instagram. I'll give you guys the Instagram again. If you guys want to go ahead and call into the show through Instagram. And there's the Facebook right there. And we should be live on Facebook here. Hold on a second. Yeah, there we are. We're live here on Facebook. Yeah, there we go. And mikeofthenight.org takes you to those back episodes of Mike of the Night we were opening for you guys earlier in the show. Telling you guys what the fuck was going on before it even happened. And go back and watch some of these older shows. Enjoy the older shows. Enjoy the guests. Enjoy the people. Enjoy the comes and goes. People come and go all the time on shows. Watch the shows. And, yeah, we are... YouTube, we're still kind of censored on there. We can't get past 1,000 views on any video. And if you want to buy me a coffee, I'll give you a link for a coffee link again. If you want to buy your boy a $3 coffee, go ahead and do that. I would really appreciate that very, very, very much here. And the only coffee we got tonight was from Tio. Tio always buys me coffee. So when I see Tio in person, I'm going to take Tio out for a coffee. That's what I'm going to do. All right? I take Tio out for a coffee is what I'm going to do. All right. Oh, fuck. Bitch bastard. Someone sent me another message. Someone has sent me a message here. Canada commits $13 billion to climate aid in developing countries. Climate aid. Fuck off, man. Fuck right off, man. $13 billion and there's fucking Canadian veterans sleeping on the fucking streets? And they're being offered assisted suicide? Fuck right off, man. Canada commits $13 billion to climate aid in developing countries. Mafangulo. Yeah. Someone said I gained a new follower on my Kick platform here today. Let's see if I got one new follower. I think I'm at 8 followers. 7 followers. Yeah. Kick. And unfortunately on Rumble, we're down 8 subscribers on Rumble. We are down -8 for the year. So I got my Rumble thing for the year, and I am down 8 I lost 8 subscribers in the last year on Rumble. So we haven't moved on Rumble. I don't think we've gained a subscriber in a whole year. So Diablo is saying, Diablo63 says, I like Monday nights now with Mike in the Night. Thanks, guys, for being here. Now, guys, the show, cover headlines, talk about things, make a few videos, talk about with you guys about certain things. And it's a community-based show. That's what we've been doing here for the last friggin' 8 years. And people call in and help out and discuss and help me get through the show, and we do our thing and blah, 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 and everyone has fun, right? And that's what Mike in the Night's about, guys. It's about community. It's about getting your voice out there, right? But yeah. All right, let's see if we can get another caller on here, man. I need another caller here on Mike in the Night. I need you guys. Can't do this without you guys. You know that guy. I need you guys. Because this is a community-based show. All right. Community-based show. You are tuning into Mike in the Night, episode 650. 600... Corey Hart?
Yo, I got my sunglasses on, but it's not nighttime yet.
I got my sunglasses on. It's very sunny outside still. I think it's like 31 degrees in this room. It's like 27 outside.
How's the airplane clouds today?
Nothing. We're not a flyover city.
Yeah, it's definitely airplane cloud hazy out here today.
Oh, okay. Tell people where you're at so we know.
I'm on the west coast of Vancouver Island, facing out towards Japan.
Yep.
Colorado, 32 seconds left. Hey, what team does your son like?
Buffalo.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll be watching that tomorrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's this lady named Christine Sunum, I think her name is, and she was the mayor of Nevada, California.
Okay.
And she was talking about a bunch of chemtrail stuff I was watching a few years ago. And partway through her talk, she mentions the Milky White horizon.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she was referring to like sort of LA. So like in LA, you know, you've got a giant city with a lot of, you know, pollution and smog, and you have all those freaking tankers offshore coming in and out with all the exhaust they're putting off. And then you have the airport in San Diego and Los Angeles and probably some military shit going on. And there's this constant Milky White horizon.
So here it is. I got a video here I put up. Hold on. There it is. I'll put it up for everyone to see. Chemtrails turning sky into milky haze. I remember saying milky. I still remember saying that. I just don't. I can't find the exact video, but I remember here I am on one video here.
Yeah, so I heard that term about 2 years ago, and so ever since then, I've been staring, because I'm at the beach a lot, and I'll be down there, and I'm looking at this fucking Milky White horizon. And there was one day about 3 months ago where it was almost kind of blue.
Get out of town. You almost had a blue sky?
Kinda.
Ooh.
And that was the only time, Mike, since I've heard this fucking term, Milky White horizon, and I've been paying attention and you know, I've got some pictures of the surf back when I was in Chile back in the day. I need to look at them and see, like, because I spent a lot of time down in Chile, and like, dude, I swear there was some fucking blue sky there, but I don't know. I wasn't paying attention.
See, I pay attention to everywhere I go. Here is my. I'm gonna open this video. I'm
when
gonna
I
lower.
was young, I wasn't paying. I wasn't like, hey, it was the Milky White horizon today. That shit wasn't on my fucking agenda like 20 or on my radar 20 years ago, right? So I can't remember.
So here's my. I'm gonna lower the volume so people could hear you talk in the background. Here's my Philippine. Not a single chemtrail in the sky. Chemtrail report from my rope trip to the Philippines. So I put clips of sky. I got a lot of overcast in Manila. It was raining in Manila, so you got cloudy skies. But all over the Philippines, you got normal blue skies everywhere. Here it is, guys, for you guys to see. This is my chemtrail report from my trip to the Philippines. And there's all kinds. Look, all different places, all different shorelines. Look at the beautiful cloud and the coverage. Look how beautiful blue that sky is. Look at that, folks. Look at this coverage here from Mike in the Night. Look at this.
I mean, we certainly get bluebird days out here. Like, it's not every day. Have you ever heard of this thing called the Appleman chart?
No, I haven't.
The Appleman chart is this chart where it has some lines that sort of have like a curve on them, and depending on the temperature and other like barometric factors, you can predict if you're going to be able to see the airplane trails or not.
Okay. I've never heard of it.
Have you ever used Flight Tracker?
I have before, yes.
Because every time you see a plane fly over, you can pull up Flight Tracker and you can see that it's Japan Airlines Flight 207, Boeing 727 flying from point A to point B. Like, every plane that flies by, you can see what it is on Flight Tracker. So it's interesting, you know, for about 3 weeks, 2 years ago, I was observing the skies, and every plane would go by. I would look on Flight Tracker, see what it was. Some would leave trails, some wouldn't. But the most fucked up thing one day, Mike, is there was two planes flying right next to each other, heading towards Alaska.
Really?
Like, I could see them both, and one was leaving a trail, and one wasn't. And I thought, okay, well, that's weird. Those planes are right fucking next to each other, and one's leaving one, and one's not. So, of all the 3 weeks of observing planes, when I saw that really stuck in my head. Like, okay, not all the planes are leaving trails, and they were right next to each other. So, yeah, you make it out of what you will. So, anyway, I've been watching all the playoffs in Russian.
Yeah?
Because I can't get Sportsnet on my device here because I can't get the latest app. And so there's this streaming site called onhockey.com or something. And the streams that are most reliable that don't drop are the Russian ones. And, you know, I like Russian. It's a cool fucking language
Mm-hmm.
to listen to. You know what language I can't stand, Mike?
Mm.
Take a guess. I'll give you a hint. You'll never be prime minister.
French.
I can't stand fucking French.
I don't know.
It's not a sexy accent.
I don't understand a word they say. I don't understand anything. My kids know it because they go to French immersion school, but I can't. I don't understand anything. I just people say I don't speak French because I don't speak. I don't speak Spanish because I don't speak French. I'm like, what does that have to do with Spanish and French? Well, if you learn if you speak Spanish, you should be able to understand French. I'm like, no, I don't.
Honestly, when I listen to like an English politician speak in French, I can sort of follow along since learning Spanish because they're similar, right? I think French is harder.
So you're saying French and Spanish are similar?
Well, I mean, Spain and France are right next door to each other. They're both Latin languages. They got the similar verb stuff, you know? Like, I can understand Portuguese fairly well because of French, right? I can sort of understand Italian.
Interesting.
Because it's
I don't understand a word in French. I could have an entire 3-hour Mike of the Night in Spanish. I wouldn't, if someone comes and speaks French, I wouldn't know how to speak to them. I wouldn't even know how to respond. I wouldn't even know what they're asking me.
Okay, so like, you know how I've been interested about all this, like, you know, COVID stuff, medical history stuff I've talked to you about before.
Mm-hmm.
So I had a revelation about a month ago about this topic. Okay, one thing I've noticed is all of the medical history stuff that you read about, it all comes from northeastern USA, it all comes from France, it all comes from Germany, and it all comes from the UK. None of this medical history shit comes from Czech Republic. None of it comes from fucking China. None of it comes from fucking Australia. It's all from that corner of the world. And I realized the reason that is, it's funding.
Yeah.
If you can't get funding, you can't do the research.
Right.
And so those areas of the world that are the wealthiest are the ones that have the funding for this shit, right? And whether it's to control or whatever, but I realized, like, that's why. Funding means scientific research. No funding, no research, no breakthroughs.
Mm-hmm.
And another thing I realized is, like, think of, like, Mike, every guy you've known in your life from France.
Me?
Yeah. You must have met some guys from France in your life.
Met?
Yeah.
Not really.
Like a couple?
Nobody.
Well, most guys I meet from France are kind of arrogant pricks.
Yeah, I met a couple that came into my store. They were French, but they're not friends. They came into my store and they were talking in French. And
From France, though.
They were from France, though. They were visiting from France. And they were telling me that the whole world speaks French, even in Vietnam. And I'm like, I don't think they speak French in Vietnam, buddy. So, yeah, he was pretty arrogantly hard on me, talking to me like I'm some retard. And then he left with his daughter.
Dude, I was in Guatemala when I was a young person backpacking, and there was some sort of fight going on at this hostel that I was staying at, right? And there was this French guy there, Thierry, super cool guy. He, like, totally diffused this whole situation and, like, fixed the whole thing. And I kind of made friends with the guy, and I said, Thierry, you're, like, the coolest guy from France I've ever met in my life. And you know what he said? He said, everybody tells me that. Because he was the only one.
Someone just messaged me and asked me, Mike, is arson season coming back to Canada? Yes, arson season is coming back to Canada. They've already caught 3 arsonists lighting fires here in the British Columbia region. And Canada is predicted now to have its hottest year ever recorded in 2026. And they're saying that every year, hotter year. They want to burn this to the ground, buddy.
Well, it's dry out here. A couple streams are starting to dry up right now. So we have a blanket fire ban in British Columbia, right?
Mm-hmm.
Including here. But this zone that I live in in the past was known as the fog belt.
Mm-hmm.
I could probably walk into a forest here and pour gasoline on a tree and light it on fire, and there's no way it would catch fire. It's it's rainforest, right?
Yep.
But if you want to have a fire on the beach here, you're going to get in big fucking trouble, and nothing is going to happen if you have a fire on the beach here. It's the blanket fire ban. It's pretty retarded.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple years ago, there was this couple here, and there's this sandbar that heads out to this island where it's like surrounded by ocean on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
And they made a fire, and they like made all these like tissue, or what was it? It was like they lit like these like little paper airplanes on fire and made some sort of like cool video of this like fire spiral of some sort of, I don't know, it was like this paper thing they lit, some sort of like fire art thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
They got fucking eviscerated on social media for they came out here and disrespected our fire laws, and like these people were just like doing some innocuous stuff with some fire shit on a place where there's no way in hell anything would ever catch fire. And I just felt, and these people were like apologizing, they felt so bad, and I'm like, man, people are just fucked. They take this shit so seriously. You know, we need to protect our biosphere, our we're like what do you call that, protected areas in the world? It's not the biosphere, it's the fucking
Sanctuary
UNESCO.
city.
Yeah, we're a UNESCO protected area here, right?
Sanctuary city.
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, so what about Hanta?
Who?
Hanta, sorry, Mafangulo.
Oh, the Mafangulo Tia Mamata fucking virus?
Yeah, so is that a new disease?
I don't know, I just farted. Let me check.
Okay, well, when I called in last month, I talked about that guy, Dr. Richard Day, who did the talk to the Planned Parenthood, or to the pediatric doctors, and he talked about how they're going to come out with new diseases.
Mm-hmm.
So I heard today that Hanta virus gets its name from the Hanta River in Korea.
Oh.
So I guess in the Korean War, was that the 60s?
The Korean conflict was in the 60s, yes.
I guess some people got sick near the Hanta River, and so they came out, so it was the Hanta virus.
Oh.
So is that a new disease?
Dude, it's all bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. Everything is bullshit. I know where you're coming from, Corey. Corey Hart, I know what you mean. I know what you're getting at. I get it.
Okay, let me just take a little break off before I continue on with the Mafangulo virus. Well said. So I used to work in recycling, right?
Sure.
And so I would be going to the recycling depot. And every one of these recycling depot, they have these gigantic baling machines. You ever seen one of those?
Yes.
Yeah, it's where they fire in all the cardboard and it makes the 1,000-pound bales and they ship them out on trucks, right?
Yeah. Do they send them out to get to burn?
Yeah, bear with me. Well, there's actually a market for cardboard, and it's like $100 a ton.
Okay.
It's a lot of work to get that $100, but whatever. So there's this guy, Christian, French-Canadian guy, seemed cool. His job was to go to different recycling depots and work on these machines, right? And so we roll in there one day, and I started talking to him, and I'm like, so hey, like, how does our recycling operation compare here to like other parts in BC? And he says, it's all bullshit. They just bury it.
Mm.
And me and my buddy that I hired, we just started laughing. We drove off and we're like, it's all bullshit. They just bury it.
Yep.
And that was probably about 2014. And that's when that term, it's all bullshit, came into my vocabulary.
Mm-hmm.
And I would start to say about everything, like, it's all bullshit. And it was all because of this guy, Christian, who told us that the recycling, they just bury it. It's all bullshit. And I know that's your favorite term. Yeah, so Hanta, right? It's a new disease. I don't know. Started in Korea. So when I was in Chile in the 90s, I heard of Hanta.
Mm-hmm.
You go into your cabin that's been closed for the winter, you clean it out, you breathe in some mice or rat stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then you get a really bad flu, and maybe you'll die.
Yeah.
And it's rare.
Oh, it's super rare, dude. It's like 1 in 77 million. And the urine and feces need to be really highly potent too. We're talking about sitting and simmering there and cooking over and re-cooking over and rat shit feast. And we're talking like it has to be layered properly. The environment has to be perfect. It has to be, everything needs to be bang on. And that's 1 in 70 million, right? So,
well, Chile had a population then of about 14 million. And half of those are up north. So let's say in like the forested area where they have these cabins in the woods, maybe like 6 or 7 million. We'll say 10 million. And I think they had a case every year, every couple of years, from what I remember from watching Chilean TV. And now most people had never heard of Hunter, I'm assuming, until last week. I knew about it just cause, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, think about it. You go into the cabin, you allegedly breathe in some mouth shit, and some rat shit, and hey, fecal matter can get you sick. No one's denying that. Eating shit or breathing in spores, that can fuck you up potentially, right?
Yes, you can.
And then what, 40 days? Till you get symptoms or something? So let me get this straight. A guy's got a bad cold, and he goes, well, 40 days ago, I was in my cabin. Oh, that must be Hanta. It's just like Save Grandma. It's like, I might go to the store, not be sick, breathe on someone else. They might go home and maybe breathe on Grandma, and she might die. And I'm like, yeah, that's too many maybes,
You
bro.
know where you stole that from?
I didn't steal it, but go ahead. Yeah, tell me.
You stole that from Rachel Madcow.
Yeah, fuck that
When
shit.
Rachel Madcow was saying, come on, you're going to take the vaccine? You're going to breathe on someone on a train and you're going to go home and kill Grandma? Come on, take the vaccine. And Rachel Madcow never took the vaccine.
She didn't?
Woo!
She didn't?
Of course she didn't take the vaccine. What do you think? She's stupid?
Yeah, fair point. Well, did you listen to my Vaccinated Bitches song, right?
Yes, I did.
And at the end it goes, you don't see them having heart attacks, talking about the globalists,
Yep.
because they're not dumb enough to take it. Did you get a laugh off that or what?
Yes, I did. It was good. It was
Dude,
good.
you got to play it.
I have it saved. I have it saved on my desktop at work.
I don't know if you can clear your stuff, clear the whatever copyright thing.
Dude, I can't even speak over a video. You know, if I speak over, you know, where there's like Parliament, you know how all these new social media influencers are talking over videos and there's Parliament talking in the background, or you have people talking in the background, or there's an incident happening with the riots and they're speaking over it and explaining what's happening in the situation?
Yeah.
If I make a video like that, YouTube or Facebook or whatever, they flag it, and they come back an hour or two later and say, we have talked to the video owner of this video, and they've decided that you cannot use their footage. And then I contacted some of the video owner video footage people and asked them why I can't use it, and they said, we never denied nobody. YouTube is lying to you. So I can't even do a face over riot scene in the background of me explaining and telling people we warned you about this shit, and we can't even make those videos because they take down my video. I'm not allowed to do that.
Well, you know what I can do? I can send you a screenshot of the lyrics, and then you can put those lyrics into your freaking AI song, and they can make up their own beat.
Oh, I see what you're saying. But what I'm saying, it's
Because
so
the lyrics
bad
are
for
mine.
me. It's been so bad for me over the years that I can't do what other content creators do. I'm not allowed to do it. They won't allow me to speak over other videos when other millions of people are doing it every day.
I mean, my only concern about playing the song is the Ghetto Boys somehow get the slowed down version and they take your show down.
Yeah.
You don't want to risk. I get it. But like I said, I could send you a screenshot of the lyrics and you could plug it through your thing. Maybe in the winter when you got more time or whatever.
No, I can do it.
Okay, so like hantavirus. So like, if viruses are bullshit, then hantavirus is bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Like I learned a new word today. Well, I relearned one. It's certitude.
Mm-hmm.
People talk about this shit with such certitude, and they don't know what the fuck they're talking about.
Dude, my fucking barber, when I used to have hair, had certitude. You know what my barber was?
He was a microbiologist.
No, he was a climate expert. He knew everything about global warming, and Florida was going to be underwater by 2012 because Al Gore said so.
Okay, so something I want to ask you about. You always are talking about, like, don't take sides, right?
Yep.
And that's probably some good advice. But on the flip side, I've got this one buddy, and I used to always ride his ass for being what I would call a fence sitter.
Mm-hmm.
So is there a difference between being a fence sitter and not taking sides?
I have no idea what you're asking me.
Like, for example, we talk about anything, and he would refuse to say, like, I agree with that, but, I don't want to agree with it.
That's total
because
bullshit and a waste of time. Don't waste your time.
I just want to, I don't want to offend
That's not taking sides.
anybody.
That's total bullshit and it's a waste of time.
Fence sitting?
Yeah.
Or taking sides?
No, see, when I'm talking about taking sides, is I'm talking about the mainstream media and what they're not even the mainstream media, what these social media influencers, what Joe Rogan, what all these people are trying to sell you, or what they're trying to tell you. And we've been warning people, don't take fucking sides on this big fucking global fucking agendas, because it's going to come back, just like Benny Hill says, if you assume, you make an ass out of you and me. And that's what ends up happening in the end. And that's always what happens in the end. That's why I keep saying, sit back, enjoy the show. Right?
Okay, well, I found this thing that I wrote probably about like 2 years ago and around my stacks of stuff, and it's titled How to Become a Right-Winger.
Mm-hmm.
So I used to before COVID, I didn't really pay attention to a lot of stuff. I watched mainstream media. That's all I knew about. Nothing was affecting my life, so I didn't really care, right? You don't really care until it affects your life. And when the pandemic, or whatever you want to call it, came along, it affected all of our lives. And people took sides or took opinions or whatever, right? But I used to describe myself as a liberal. I said, yeah, I'm liberal. I used to vote liberal. I voted for Trudeau once. I'm sorry. I won't do it again. And now, technically, I'm a right-winger. And so I've got this list of how to become a right-winger. So number one, wake up one day and you learn that we are in a pandemic of the unvaxxed.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that day?
Yep.
And I'm like, wait a minute, that's me. And I'm like, oh, what? Oh, shit. And then number two is get labeled as an anti-vaxxer by left-wing media.
Rachel Madcow.
And I'm just minding my own business over here. And then number three goes, see the president say anti-vaxxers on social media are killing people.
Yes. And they're not going to be part of society.
That was Joe Biden. He goes, these anti-vaxxers on the internet, they're killing people. And I'm like, okay, the most theoretically powerful man in the world, or the puppet, just put a target on my fucking back. And then I remember all the football games where all the Americans were chatting, fuck Joe Biden.
No, let's go Brandon.
No. First it was fuck Joe Biden. They were going, fuck Joe Biden. And
Yep.
we'd be sitting up here in Canada.
Yeah, we
going,
covered
what?
all that. And then after it was, let's go Brandon.
It was at the racing. It was at the big race where they're all going, fuck Joe Biden. And the lady goes, sounds like they're saying, let's go Brandon.
I remember that. It was so good.
Right?
And then we
then
played that sound clip for a while on the show, eh? We actually played Let's Go Brandon sound clip for almost a year after that. That was how impactful that was.
Well, that guy Loza Alexander wrote that song, Let's Go Brandon, went #1, got banned. The other guy wrote a song called Let's Go Brandon, got banned. They knocked off Taylor Swift. And then they did the Let's Go Brandon remix, and that went to #1, and then that got banned. So that Let's Go Brandon thing was fucking nuts. It was a great song, by the way. One-hit wonder. And then you have Joe Biden go on TV and say he's running out of patience with the unvaccinated.
Yep, I remember that. And then that's the same week that Justin Trudeau said that Canadians will not be able to get on trains, planes, automobiles, or participate with any other Canadians if they don't take the vaccine.
Well, the next one on the list is how to become a right-winger, #6. You see Justin Trudeau say that these anti-vaxxers are often racists, misogynists, and don't believe in science. And I'm like, well, I mean, I think everyone's racist to a degree. And I wouldn't say I'm a misogynist, but chicks kind of pissed me off lately. And I don't fucking believe in science anymore. That I can't verify in my own head. There's a lot of fucking fake science out there, you know what I mean? So maybe he had a point there. And then, remember when the Freedom Convoy came along?
Yes.
I started to feel some hope. And then I was called a white nationalist.
Oh.
And then I became kind of exhausted with all this trans pride fucking bullshit and being called a homophobe. And then I sort of understood early on that Ukraine had no hope of defeating Russia.
We told you that from day one. It was money laundering from the day that war kicked off. And that's when we said, don't take sides.
And, Ukraine had no hope of reclaiming Donbass and Crimea. And I was called a Putin apologist. And everyone told me Zelensky was a hero.
Yep. I hate that motherfucker Zelensky. Go ahead, watch our videos from 4 years ago about him.
So, when you're called an anti-vaxxer, you're told you're killing people, you're told you're a racist, a misogynist, an idiot, a white nationalist, a homophobe, and a Putin apologist, You wake up the next morning, you're pushed over to the fucking right, and that's
Yep.
how you become a right winger. So
Yep.
I was forced onto a side. Taking
So I don't
is
take
bad,
sides
but
like that. I'm not part of the right either. I'm part of nobody. I don't give a shit about all this shit. Is all bullshit. I don't want no part of any of this they're doing. Nothing. I
guess
want
I'm
to bring
saying
the sanity back. I
I'm
want
on the side of fuck
I
you
want
to
the
all
side.
these
I want the sanity to come back. I want policy to come back. I want start doing a very deep forensic audit in the country financially and find out, get this fucking dirty money out of the country, get this shit out of here. Like, start. That's the side I'm on. I'm on that side right there, and that side doesn't exist, unfortunately. The side I'm on doesn't exist.
I mean, I guess all I'm trying to say is, like, don't take sides. I was pushed onto a side. And so now I'm on the side that I was forced onto, I guess, is what I'm saying. Like, I didn't really want to take sides. I was kind of forced to take one, and I'm rethinking it. But that's something else I wanted to mention. What else do I got for you? Yeah, so a couple months ago, they had the war in Iran.
Mm-hmm. We predicted that.
So, you know,
and we predicted Lebanon and everybody getting pulled into it if Trump won. The video was 2023. It said, if Trump wins, watch my Beware video. Man, I gotta bring that up again because that Beware video was real good and nobody really cared about the Beware video. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so, you know, like, gas started going up, and I was just sitting here one day watching, you know, some stuff, and I was like, shoot, I'm going to go around the store by my house, and I'm going to buy a bunch of olive oil, because what if the supply chains, you know, start to shut down or whatever? You know, like you say, it's always good to have food at home. It's like money in the bank.
Yeah, food is money in the bank. Been telling you guys,
Yeah.
money in the bank.
So I walk down the store to buy a couple bottles of olive oil, and I walk in, and there's this girl that works there, and I was like, oh, you know, the world's ending, so I thought I'd come down here and buy some stuff. And she's like, yeah, I know, right? And I said to her, you know, in our little tiny town on the coast here, as long as you stay here within the bubble that I call it, everything's going to be fine.
Yeah.
And she says, I'm actually moving away. And I said, oh, yeah, where are you going? She said, I'm moving to Calgary to go to university. Mm-hmm. And I said the thing to her that I say to all kids who tell me that. I say, well, be careful they don't turn you into a left-wing lunatic.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I am a left-wing lunatic.
Whoa.
Yeah, so I wasn't really expecting that. And so I said, well, like, what are you going to take? And she goes, I'm going to take archaeology. And I said, oh, yeah, so what kind of job are you going to get doing archaeology? She goes, oh, I can maybe get a job in a museum or for a national park.
Mm-hmm.
And I said to her, well, you know, you need to make a job where you can make real money because things are looking tough in the future here, girl.
Yep.
And, you know, getting a job working for the government where they're just printing more money to pay you, like, that's kind of problematic.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, you know, why don't you go learn how to be like an engineer or getting some trade or something? And she says, well, I can't do math.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, that's why you go to school.
Yes.
So she says, that's like telling an autistic person they're not autistic or telling a gay person that they're not gay.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, you know, girl, you're going to have to like figure this out. And she says, she looks at me and she says, I'm not a girl.
Oh, fuck.
And I look at her and I say, well, you have tits. And she started, you know, saying a bunch of stuff to me. And I basically just walked out. I was like, good luck with that, girl.
Mm-hmm.
And I left. You know, Mike, I've seen this stuff on TV of all the transanity.
Mm-hmm.
But I never had it in my face where this girl looks at me. She's like dressed kind of semi-sexy. She's got big boobs. And she says to me right to my face, I'm not a girl. And I'm like, well, you are.
Yep.
So I work for a place that has the same boss as this girl. And as I walked out, I'm like, oh, shit. I just fucking stepped in it. And I learned, I talked to you a while ago how I lost this other job I had over some HR bullshit, over woke bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And one thing I learned in that is whenever you get a new job, you have to complain about everybody before they can complain about you.
Yep.
Which is kind of sad. So I called up the guy up and I go, hey, I just want to let you know that I misgendered this girl and like she's going to tell you about it. So I just want to let you know. And next time I see her, I'll just like try and smooth it over. And he's like, yeah, okay.
What
So-
a what a
What a clusterfuck, right?
what a clusterfuck.
And so the situation came down where I went into work and she was going to be there and I was going to just say sorry or whatever. And then when I showed up, her dad was there to pick her up and she just left.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, sweet. So I avoided that, right?
Mm-hmm.
2 hours later, she comes walking in and I'm there with a customer. I work at this place 1 day a week. She comes in and she says, she's 18 years old and she has a cane because she's kind of fucked up. And I'm thinking that's probably some back shit. I don't know what it is. It's kind of sad, really, this poor kid. But she comes in and she goes, you owe me an apology. And so I looked her in the eyes and I said, I'm sorry. And she said, you have to tell me why you're sorry.
Oh.
And there was a guy in the store and he looked at me and he's like, what the fuck? And I said, look, girl. She's like, you did it again. And I'm like, okay. Because I called her a girl, right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's not a girl. And I said, look, I'm sorry. And she goes, you have to tell me why you're sorry.
Like, what the fuck for? What do you don't owe her anything, for fuck's sakes. There's no
And
such
so-
thing as misgendering somebody.
And
There's
so
no
I thought
fucking
about the
such thing as
situation-
that. That's bullshit.
So I thought about the situation before and I said to her, I said, look, I identify as a Latino male. And I just said a bunch of shit to her in Spanish, which totally confounded her. And then I said, look, I'm sorry. And she said, you need to tell me why you're sorry. And I said, look, I'm not playing this game with you. And then she got all mad and she said, you're the most transphobic person I've ever met in my life. And she stormed out. And I was like, holy fuck. The guy looked at me who was in the store and he goes, you handled that pretty well, actually. I said, okay, thanks.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, I'm fired for sure. And I was moved to a different place because I'm not safe.
Wow.
So that happened. And the guy that owns the store, we were talking, and he said to me, he says, you know, Corey, seems like a lot of kids these days are really like, you know, gender confused or whatever. And I said, yeah, it's like a social contagion.
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, well, I've got a nephew or a niece who's blah, 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 whatever. And I said to him, and this guy's like involved in local politics, older person. And I said to him, I said, you know, I find a lot of older people are real cowards. I said, a lot of older people in politics are real cowards when it comes to this topic.
It's about money. Follow the money.
He lost his shit, Mike. He got up in my face and he stuck his finger in my face and he said, Corey, there is estrogen in the food supply and in the water supply. And there are bots on the internet. And I like, dude, take your finger out of my face. And
Whoa.
he said, your politics, and this is a store. I'm just trying to sell stuff. And he just completely went off. And I'm looking at this guy going like, this guy's in the freaking cult, man.
Yep.
He's in the freaking cult. And when it came down for me to get fired, you know, I realized that this girl like came in, and one thing I've learned about these counters is it's kind of like chess. Whoever makes the first move wins. Whoever makes the first complaint kind of has an advantage, right? Like in chess, if you play first, technically you have an advantage. So this girl complained to the boss about how I came in and didn't apologize properly and how I'm transphobic, yada, yada, yada. So I went up to him and I said, look, this is what happened. This girl's obviously out of her mind. We both referred to her as a girl. The guy in the store went through all this stuff. And I said to him, I made a complaint to the Human Rights Commission. I did.
Mm-hmm.
It takes like 7 minutes. You go online, you fill out some stupid fucking form, and you hit send. And I did that kind of as a way to like to protect myself, right?
Yep.
And I guess it kind of worked. And it really sucked to have to do that, to be like phoning up going, hey, I'm sorry I misgendered this person. And hey, I made a complaint to the Human Rights Commission. But if I hadn't done that, I would no longer have that job.
That's right. You have to
And
act fast.
It's a part-time job, right? Whatever. But, you know, I need that $200 a week just to sort of, you know, pay for a couple things, you know?
Yeah, I know. I hear you.
Yeah,
All
I
right.
couldn't believe it. You got to tell me why you're sorry.
You don't owe you nothing.
And I got one last thing here to mention. It's smallpox.
Smallpox.
Yeah. Remember how they like eradicated smallpox?
So they say.
But apparently it's in a lab somewhere.
Yeah.
It's like a bioweapon, right? Smallpox is the scariest thing in the world. But you know what big pox is?
No, I never heard of it.
It's syphilis.
Ah, I did not know that.
Well, basically, they say that the Europeans brought smallpox to the New World. And then they say that the Europeans brought syphilis back to Europe from the New World. And when you read about syphilis, they say that, like, you know, in the early 1500s, when there was some sort of war in Italy, the French people brought syphilis to Italy.
Okay.
And so it's this whole blame game of we got sick and someone brought this disease here and someone brought that disease there. So smallpox in French is called la petite variole, which is like the small curse.
Okay.
And syphilis is the grande variole. It's the big curse. Because etymology, like word origin, is important, right? So if syphilis is the giant, is the big curse, and smallpox is the smaller curse, why are people way more afraid of smallpox than syphilis?
It's the way it's worded.
It doesn't really make sense, though.
Yeah, but it's the way it's worded, right?
I guess, but like smallpox is like the most terrifying thing in the world, but it's eradicated. But syphilis is still around. You just give antibiotics, right?
Yeah.
However, smallpox is apparently viral. I think a lot of these diseases aren't well understood.
I don't think they know what the hell they're talking about 95% of the time anyway.
And like, apparently syphilis is known as the great imitator, where it's like kind of like leprosy, but not really. So like, whatever happened to leprosy?
Yeah, it's a good question.
Is there a vaccine?
They even had leper colonies back in the day where they lived on islands and stuff where they were away from the local general population.
Well, that's what the history books say. That's what the movie and TV said.
Heck, it's in the Bible too.
And so, like, whatever happened to leprosy? It just went away? And another one is scarlet fever. Apparently, scarlet fever was like a real scary one back in the day. And whatever happened to scarlet fever? It just went away on its own?
I think a lot of this stuff got eradicated with sanitation.
But that's the thing. They say that it was eradicated with vaccines and stuff. You know,
No, not vaccines.
Polio.
No. That was eradicated through sanitation.
Yeah, I'm agreeing that, but this is one thing you can bring up to these people. Like, well, we got rid of polio, and I'm like, well, with vaccination, I'm like, well, how do we get rid of scarlet fever? It just went away on its own.
Yep.
So it's something to think about.
It's an act of God too. It could be an act of God too. You never know, or wrath of God.
Oh,
Right.
by the way, I wanted to say I really enjoyed listening to that guy Mitch. I was glad he was on the other week there.
Mitch Bannon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember once when I think one time I called in about a year ago, I heard him come on and said, "Oh, I like that last caller." And so I wanted to say that I remember him saying that, and I said, if Mitch is listening, I wanted to say I really enjoy listening to him too. And I also remember the Blitzkrieg of bullshit from Dano.
Blitzkrieg bullshit from Dano. Yep.
Yeah, and that's all I got. What do you got for me?
Not much, man. I'm just passing the time listening to what you got to tell us, man. You got to come and report to us on Mike of the Night. I'm not here to interview. Well, unless you come in as a guest and you have an agenda and this and that, then I can interview you. But we're just shooting the shit here on Mike of the Night. That's why I want to encourage more people to call into the show to make life easier for me. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, well, I've got you in person. This is a chance for any sort of personalized message that's not going to everyone. But, you know, don't mean to put you on the spot or anything.
Yeah.
Don't take sides.
Yep.
You got someone lined up for another call or what?
I'm going to see right now.
Okay, well, I hope they're good.
Yeah, I got time here. Let me see what I can get in, okay?
Okay, you have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time. About
See you, Corey Hart. Wear your sunglasses at night.
You know it.
Take care, brother. Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao. Sunglasses at night. Corey Hart on the show hasn't been on in a while, and get him back on. And yeah, I'm trying to reach out to other content creators. I'm not getting any reply from anybody. It doesn't matter. I don't. This is what we do here on Mike in the Night. You want to come on and talk? But here's a little way back playback from November 4th, 2023. I've been on in a few minutes here on the show on Mike in the Night. And I'm going to go over my predictions for 2024. And I'm going to do some 2025 stuff too. And stuff is going to leak into 2026, depending on how the elections go in the United States. Our annual prediction show is going to be in about 3 weeks from now, where we get you guys to call in. Everyone gets 6 to 8 minutes max to give us their predictions in point form, what they think is going to happen and how it's going to happen. And I'm excited for that. I'm always excited for the prediction shows, our annual prediction shows. So anyways, okay, so I drew something out the last couple of days, and I wouldn't say I was kind of cheating, but I was going back to previous short videos we've made in the last 4, 5, 6, 7 years and kind of branching them out and seeing and connecting the dots to see how they kind of work out. And every video, every prediction that's being made in this video today, I want to make this really clear, is tied to a video we already made. We already made a video about this stuff. And that's how I said I cheated. I kind of looked at what we were saying before, kind of tried to make sense, maybe push some dates forward because we're off on our timings and stuff. But okay, here goes, guys. It's kind of important, okay? So Middle East war expands beyond Gaza, right? So I'm believing by mid to late 2024 and into 2026, okay? I'm saying 2026 for a reason, right? 2025 and to 2026, Israel's war in Gaza will escalate into regional conflict involving Hezbollah and Lebanon, Iranian-backed militias in Syria and Iraq, and direct tensions with Iran. Now, remember what we said, if Trump is allowed to be elected, he will work hand in hand to back Israel and expand that war. Gaza may be an American state or an overseas territory, right? Keep that in mind. And they will end the Ukraine war by the summer of 2025. That's, again, if Trump is allowed to become president, right? And because that is Ukraine is a money laundering system for the Democrats. You guys know that. And there's a video tied to this already. Number 2, another big one, global housing market collapse, right? And this channel's tied close to that, right? Starting in, let's say, summer 2024, we're going to have a major housing correction, right? I think by late 2024, the housing market in Canada, Australia, and the UK will experience massive corrections, 30 to 60% in some cities, due to sustained high interest rates. And we keep telling you guys, they're going to have to keep moving rates up. They have no choice. And why many mortgage holders in Canada, Australia, and the UK are locked into 5-year fixed or variable rate set to renew in 2024 and 2025. Back in 2020, we were making these videos already that people are locking into these low interest rates, and they're going to pay for it in the future, and at double or triple the original rate. So there it is. And I believe that money laundering from China will be non-existent by the end of 2024 into 2025. But cities will still face this Chinese fentanyl wars will be a major problem. These Chinese fentanyl wars. Let's go into China. Moves on Taiwan. That's number 3. Between late 2024 and mid 2025, China will increase military activity around Taiwan in mid to late 2024, possibly enforcing a naval blockade rather than full invasion to choke Taiwan's economy, except economic warfare. With semiconductor shortages, check our semiconductor shortage wars, video we made already, and major cyber attacks by the summer of 2025. Okay, let's go number 4. U.S. 2024 election chaos leads to civil unrest. Now, I've been saying and I've been preaching. There we are, folks. Here we are. Sorry, guys. I had to go to the bathroom, right? I love this article. I love bringing it. I love to read this, guys. Foreign buyers overlooking Vancouver and heading to Seattle in frenetic pace. I'm sorry, I brought this up 4 times in the show. And once people realize how many trillions of dollars the Chinese brought into Canada, the blue states of America, and Australia, New Zealand, and the UK, oh shit, It's going to be big. Yeah, when people start realizing. Yeah, I thought in that prediction video I made, I thought that the Ukraine war was going to end with Donald Trump, and he was going to clean his hands and say that was a Biden war. He has nothing to do with Ukraine. I thought he was going to do that. I thought that was the smartest move he could make, and he didn't make that move. Yeah. Oh, yeah. What's Trump China visit going to be about, Mike? Your typical economic, straight out Hormuz, military strategic ordinances, all kinds of stuff. They're just going to talk about world events and what does China want from the world, right? What does America want, right? Someone says, Glenn says, you're too school for their cool, Mike. It's going to be about, so that talk's going to be about everything. So they're going to be talking about major geopolitical events that are happening right now and trying to sell it to us. How are they going to sell the bullshit to us, right? Well, we keep telling you, don't take sides, because there's just too much bullshit going on and you're never going to know the truth. You know, oh, that means you're anti-conservative, Mike. No. I don't want to be part of any of this shit that they're part of. I don't want to be part of any of the shit they're telling us. I don't want to be part of anything. I just want sanity to come back, leave us the fuck alone, and fix the damn roads outside. Right? But, all right, who do we got here? But today's show, yeah, we had some good callers, but I made the show a little bit boring tonight. Kind of a boring show, guys. Kind of a boring show on my end for me. The guests were fine, no problem. I just I don't know. I just felt like I didn't do a good job entertaining you guys here tonight. Oh, we got the Walking Journey, 2-time world champion. The Walking Journey in the chat there. Yep. So people are just sending me reels. More reels. And more reels. That's all I get is reels and reels. Yep. I'm just trying to see if there's anybody else here. I'm just looking, guys. I'm just looking to see if there's anybody. Looks like there's nobody else here. So, someone's saying, you're good, Mike. And we got, I don't know, I caught Corey. That was okay. Nobody's doing what you're doing. I'm having a really bad day. Says The Walking Journey. Oily Film saying, Eduardo, you're an awesome person. All good. Bounce back next week, Monday. Yeah, we'll bounce back. Well, James, we'll get back into this. You know how it works, man. You know how this works. Just all you have to do, guys, is just message me on Instagram and say I'm here if you need me, and then I'll just go down the list and start calling you down the list. If I could get 10 people on hold, then what I do is I limit the calls to 5, 6, 10 minutes a caller. If I get 20 people on hold that want to call in and give us their update on UFO sightings or what's happening with China and Russia. What's happening with U.S. and China? What's happening with this? And people give their perspectives, right? I can't give all the perspectives, guys. I can't do it alone. Steve the plumber in the house. Oh no, I understand the show is once a week. I understand the show is what you win some, you lose some. That's right. But someone saying, it is once a week, and we should be able to get 13 people on every show. 10 minutes a caller, you know what I'm saying? 15 minutes a caller. We should get at least 13 people if it's once a week. Easy. Right? Who do you think who pays for the bankruptcies and the bailouts? Look in the mirror is your answer, says Rip Torn. Look in the mirror. That's going to be your answer. Yep. James saying, I think you're doing great. Well, I hope so. I hope I can get this thing going because I've been doing this for... How long has it been, guys? Let's go back again here. What is this? Season? I don't even know anymore. What is this? Season 35? Season 35, episode 9. In a couple of weeks, we're going to get into summer. We're going to be at season 36 for Mike of the Night. Yep. And the FIFA bums. Yeah, FIFA bums. I was going to bring that up earlier today about the FIFA bums. A lot of FIFA bums are coming into my town from Vancouver. A lot of bums are coming into my little two stoplight town. Yeah. FIFA bums. Is there anyone else out there that would like to call in? Let me check here. Nope. Bunch of I got a bunch of just started watching. I love the last caller. Didn't catch it all, but he sounds for real. That was Linny Poo. And let me see who else is here. Yeah, I got no messages. It's dead. Dead. And then it goes back. Oh, here we go. Look here. I'm telling you, China's going to fall, guys. We're going to get into major issues with China. Right here. I don't even know. Breaking news. California mayor accused of acting as an illegal agent for China. I don't even know how this person is even allowed in America, one. Number two, how the hell are these people allowed to run for office in America? It makes no sense. And that's why I keep saying they need a 3-generation rule. 3rd generation could run. Why this? I'm willing to bet that this mayor doesn't even speak proper English. And now she's a mayor in California? I don't understand how that's even humanly possible. I don't even know why America isn't even allowed to do this shit. It's like that Michelle Wu. Remember that Michelle Wu that was making Michelle Wu, No One Likes You, the Chinese mayor from Boston that everybody hates? I don't even know how these people are even allowed to exist. Like, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking know, man. So, I don't fucking know that's even possible. I don't get it. Don't even know how it's possible. So, yep. Yeah, Mondami is a piece of shit too. That's the mayor of New York. That's the one that didn't go to the inauguration of the cardinal in New York and the archbishop in New York. Piece of garbage. I have videos up already. I'll put. Steve the plumber says he wants to leave Canada. China's population's 400 million, and 200 million of them are over 60. They're finished. Yep. Yep. Everybody's leaving Canada is a problem. Two buds. We gotta stay and fight. But what are you fighting for? Chinese to protect the Chinese assets? What are you fighting for in Canada? To protect the Chinese farmland, the fentanyl, the Chinese. What are you fighting for that? Right? Is Islam part of the Abrahamic religion? No, it's not. It's complete different. They reference the Torah, the Talmud. They reference the Bible. They reference everything, but it's not. Muhammad is their prophet. And I'm not going to get into that shit right now tonight. I'm not going to get into religion wars tonight. Is there anyone else out there that wants to come on to? Anybody that wants to come on to Mike in the Night? Guys, we do Mike in the Night once a week, usually every Monday, 6 p.m. Pacific time. And this show is, let's get into it here. Guys, if you want to join our email list, it's MikeMartins1980@gmail.com, MikeMartins1980@gmail.com. Go ahead and email me directly, and I will add you to our email list so when you don't miss an episode of Mike in the Nights. And guys, remember, viewer discretion is advised, 21 years and older. This show is for entertainment purposes only. Fact check and do your own research. 18 U.S. Code Section 22574 for Mike in the Night. So. Tired, man. Yep. Yeah, they're gonna. I think there's gonna be a huge. We're gonna see a huge shift. Huge shift. It's gonna be big. It's gonna be big. We've been calling on this for years now. Someone saying 42 guitars saying Canada's a corporation of slaves. Your purpose is to work and give them all your money. Yep, that's exactly what it is. Is it offensive to call someone a newfie in Canada? Nope. Yeah. Herma Musa is saying having 3 kids makes you a winner nowadays. Back in the day, having 10 kids was the norm. What's a living pension in Canada? Double what it currently is? People I know on pensions are getting $800 a month. And that doesn't buy food. So Angie has just subscribed to the channel. Thank you very much, Angie. Been listening for 25 minutes and subscribed. Welcome to the end of the game. Welcome to the end game. We already told you everything that was going to happen years ago and no one listened. And now I'm just here regurgitating everything we told you 10, 15 years ago on a broken record. It's what this show has become. A complete broken record. We told you so. We warned you. We had all these guests on discussing this. We did everything we can to wake you guys up when it mattered. When it mattered. Back in 2015, 2016, 2013, 2014. When it mattered. Now the damage is done. Right? I had a friend whose great grandma in pre-World War II Germany got 2 Iron Cross medals for having a 2 by 7 kids. 2 times 7 kids. Rip Torn saying, I'm behind in the show. My apologies. I think I'm at Corey's call. All right, I'm just trying to see if anyone's messaging me, want to come on the show and tell us what's going on. Anybody at all? Nobody in primary. Hold on, somebody. Reply to Eduardo's paid rant on Rumble, please, brother. Eduardo's paid rant. What the hell's he talking about? Oh, Eduardo sent... No, Eduardo, don't send money through Rumble. They don't send me the money. You just gave $20 to Rumble, man. What are you doing? Don't send me any... I'm trying to get off of the verified Rumble thing. We lost 8 subscribers on Rumble in 1 year. The channel grew -8 subscribers. You just gave Rumble $20. What does he say? You know what's the best part about all the money laundering? It's all created from unicorn dust, aka thin air. And that $20 you just sent super chat on Rumble? Goodbye. Goodbye. I'm not going to get it. Guys, do not send me any super chats on Rumble. I got 10 people watching on Rumble. Don't send me anything on Rumble. We've been on Rumble for like 5, 6, 7 years. And we can't even get 10 subscribers in a year. Rumble is for Rumble heroes. Russell Brand and dog food commercials. Bullshit. Holy shit. So Duarte's daughter here in the Philippines was impeached. The vice president. Very interesting. Anyone that tries to clean up the country or fix the country by force, especially if they're going after the right people, they go, just like John F. Kennedy. Why do you think they shot him for? Because he was going after the right people. They went after Kennedy because he was going after the right people. No, they won't give me the money. They won't send me the money, guys, on Rumble. Do not send any Rumble money. You could, guys, if you want to join something for $1, just join this stupid thing. This YouTube thing here. Right here. Join this. Dino Bravo's part of it right here. Just join the channel here on YouTube. Just do that for $1 a month. You want to support, that's $12 a year. And that buys me a whole 2 coffees. So if you want to do that, do that. Just join the channel like that. And then what happens when you join the channel like that? YouTube looks at me like they look at me and like I'm serious. That you guys take me serious. That you guys are willing to give me $1 a month. And that makes my channel more credible. And this helps me out. Trying to get the message out I've been trying to get out for the last 15, 20 years. So here we are now. Yes, I know you're a member. And I appreciate that very much. Yeah. I'm always going to kick ass. Alan Howick saying, Mike, keep kicking ass. I'm always kicking ass. You guys know that. Who else is here tonight on Mike in the Night? I saw Steve the Plumber in the thing. James Cameron says JFK was bringing in silver. Yep, back dollar. They cut him down shortly after. Yep. People who really know the truth are humble, or they don't contribute. Yeah. Is Alberta soon to become a state? No. The Crown won't allow it. We told you guys Alberta separation or Alberta independence. We made a Mike in the Night about that in 2018. Let's see if we can find that old Mike in the Night. Let's go back to the Mike in the Night rewinds here and find the Mike in the Night Alberta segregation in 2018 or 2017. Let me see. If I can find the exact one. See if we can find the mic in the night. Okay, let's go here. Let's go to the channel. So if you guys are bored, just at work or something, go to my channel like this. Go to Mike Martin's channel. And then you're going to go to the magnifying glass. You got to do it on the desktop. Alberta. Type in Alberta. And here are my Edmonton, Alberta homeless disaster from 6-year visitors from Alberta economic disaster ahead. Alberta Alberta will find political deepfakes $10,000. Is Edmonton Canada's worst city? Gas stations adding water. Alberta taking a stand. Ottawa is too far to give orders. Mass secession ahead 6 years ago. We talked about Alberta secession 6 years ago. I know we talked about it a long time ago. And Alberta next, please prepare. I'm not sure if that's... Oh, no, this is about the Alberta money laundering coming from China. I think this is the Chinese money laundering coming into Alberta. Good morning, good evening. Yeah, Alberta home sales are 5% up. This was about Alberta bringing in Chinese dirty money. And then we go into it here in the graph. I remember the graph. It's over here. Right here. Takes the cake. Right there. BC is... So it would be Alberta first, Ontario second. That's with Chinese money laundering in the trillions. BC third, Prairies fourth, Quebec, and then the Atlantic Canada. This is the estimated amount of money laundering in Canada by region. And it's a lot of wealthy investors from China. So yeah, that was Alberta video there. So we got a lot of videos we made, guys. Alberta to leave Canada 6 years ago. Look, we were already behind this years before. This video explains it. Why Alberta will not be allowed to become independent 1 year ago. That one explains it. But this one right here, Alberta to leave Canada, Ottawa. Where was it? Alberta wants out now. Let's see what this. Good morning, good evening, good night. Where it's in the Republic. Yeah, independent Alberta was already talking about this years ago. But yeah, we talked about the new virus at the beginning of the show. That new disease. There's no new disease spreading, guys. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit. Watch the beginning of the show. We talked about that whatever bullshit virus they're talking about. It's all bullshit. Don't believe the bullshit, guys. Kevin J. Johnston, I saw him today on TikTok. If you guys want to see Kevin J. Johnston, he's on TikTok. I'll try and get him back on Mike in the Night. I'll email him. And, yeah, I'll email him. You guys hear about that priest? That was a Catholic priest that was offered MAID 3 times or twice while he was in the hospital. I wasn't joking around with you guys when I told you assisted suicide's coming to every passport offices, government offices. Yeah. You walk in there, there's not a single Canadian working in any Canadian office. Not a single Canadian working there. You walk in, it's like, what the hell is this shit? Then you walk in, and they're giving you fucking MAID stuff for assisted suicide pamphlets. It's like, this bullshit is like complete bullshit. But, yeah. Let me see if I could, we can get Steve the plumber to call in, but he doesn't, I don't know, it's late at night. It's like midnight where he's at. It's really hard to get callers in on the East Coast. Yes, Kevin does live in Panama. Kevin lives in Panama, that's right. Yep, someone's saying that you go to a clinic in Montreal, there's no Canadians working there. Nope. purposefully destroying the culture and fabric of the and Eduardo brought it up on Mike in the Night with the Kalargi plan. I don't know, like 40 times. And then I got somebody accusing me saying I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't know what the Kalargi plan is. Like, no, I know what the fuck's going on. Yeah, and then you can go to a private clinic that are all Arabs and Africans who don't speak English. Yeah. Yep. And that idiot Trudeau is reminding everyone to complete the 2026 census for Canada. Apparently, they're going to fine you in Canada if you don't complete your census up to $500 or... And yes, Canada is removing... Somebody emailed me this. Canada is removing 4,000 Bitcoin ATMs across the country to protect Canadians from fraud. No, the government is the fraud. Right? They're getting rid of Bitcoin machines in Canada. Oh, fuck, we're going to full-blown fucking digital war, man. We're going to fucking digital prison, man. Digital fucking prison is coming. Yeah. Yeah. Let's see if I can find that digital one. See if I could find that digital one for you guys. Oh, I love digital shit, man. Let me see here. Yeah, I can't find it. There's a really good one for digital prison that we did. And yeah, it's not letting me. Damn it. Oh well. Damn it. That's too bad. Too bad. I had a really good video I wanted to show you guys that I did about the digital prison from 2017, and it was talking about all this stuff we're talking about today. And it would have been nice to kind of share that with you guys today, but oh well. It is what it is. Yeah, but we're struggling to get over 100 views on some videos. We can't get the message out. We couldn't get the message out for so many years. What's this? Why is this one blocked? Hold on, guys. I got a blocked video here on YouTube. They blocked this video.
SM102. That can track you. A friend just reported she had one of those fake vaccines.
Because you know how they're doing this, forcing vaccines on people and pushing this vaccine agenda. And we were talking about how Barack Hussein Obama did not vaccinate his own children. That was something we were very vocal about on the channel. And they're pushing this trust the science on us thing. And it's really disgusting when people don't trust the science, which I don't, because I just don't trust government, right? And when government thinks or says they're going to bring something for you to save your life, good luck with that, okay? Now,
slave passports and went through the thing at the airport for an international flight. What they said to her is, we know you didn't have the vaccine. You know why? Because they got stuff in there to track you.
But not force people to take it. You know, like they're holding my kids hostage in a way where if they want to go get an education or go to school, they're going to need to have their vaccine card fully filled out. And then, hold on. And then they're talking about travel. Right? So the whole travel thing, right? So it's these guys at these Rockefeller meetings and Davos meetings and these meetings that they have around the world, that they basically exclude a lot of people, and they basically plan these diabolical. This also ties into another video we made about transhumanism and my biggest fear of transhumanism and how transhumanism is going to change.
Also, I just learned from Dr. Ryan Cole that in order to get the mRNA into your cells.
Now, this was published on January 12th, 2018. And I really want to talk about this because I believe this is a major pivot in what they're concocting or planning for us. Okay, it's it's not an article. It's a medical journal that was published. It says mRNA vaccines, a new era and technology. Now, this is kind of scary because when I searched up transhumanism and altering DNA and altering our way, I believe that they are coming out with this, and I actually came to the conclusion that this goes back to the 90s. Okay, so I've never heard of this. If you have heard of this before, just go ahead and comment below and let me know, okay? So, now we did our transhumanism altering man, and this currently will alter our DNA. I took notes on this one, guys, because I feel it's very important. So recent improvements in mRNA vaccines act to increase protein translation, modulate innate and adaptive immunologicity, and improve delivery.
They needed to change something in your immune system so that it would no longer recognize the fake mRNA, the synthetic mRNA, as an invader. So there's a thing called toll-like receptors. They changed one nucleotide.
mRNA vaccines have elicited potent immunity against infection diseases, targets animal rodents, influenza virus, Zika virus, rabies virus, and others, especially in recent years, using lipid encapsulated or naked form sequence optimized or mRNA. So I looked up the lipid encapsulation, and that has to do with a lot of, it's more of a particle release that I think is, I don't want this in me. I don't know if you want it in you.
And it then shuts down your innate immunity. And so what we're seeing in medicine is you get the shot and you get shingles comes back up. People who are in remission from cancer are getting cancer. It is overwhelming. Okay.
So Moderna it has been reporting that gene therapy technology DNA. So they were using diverse approaches to mRNA cancer vaccines, including dendritic cell vaccines and various types directly injectable mRNA. So they want to inject this, right? Have been employed in numerous cancel. Wow. Sorry guys, I got carried away watching that video. That video was blocked by YouTube. Okay. Wow. That's yeah. Yeah, if they have a massive capital gains tax on BTC. Yeah, but I was always pro Bitcoin. I was always, because Bitcoin goes anti-government or anti-government establishment. I'm always pro Bitcoin. I just believed it was in its infancy stages or pioneer stages, right? That's why I don't talk too much about Bitcoin on my channel. I maybe have 12 Bitcoin videos on my whole 6,000 videos that I have up. All right, yeah. So yeah, I got carried away watching that video. Sorry guys. Anyways, I've made so much work or so much, I've tried so hard all these years, and I hope that I've made a change somewhere, somehow. I really do hope so. Help somebody in their lives, right? All right. All right. So I don't have. So I got a coffee from Tio today, guys. Thanks for the coffee. Thank you, Tio, for the coffee tonight. I really appreciate it. And yeah, that helps the transmission going. And yeah, guys, I'm gonna sign it off, guys. It's been 3 hours. Go watch old episodes. We got lots of old episodes of Mike in the Night, and yeah, it'll be good to catch up with you guys again next Monday. And yeah, we'll do that. Let me find some send off music here. Send off music from Mike in the Night. I want this one. I want this one. Yeah. Thank you, Mayo King. Thank you, Dino Bravo. Thank you, Boobies. Thank you, Rip Torn. Thank you. Who else is here? Steve Stevens is here. RS is here. James Cameron.
Neon shadows on the street.
Herman Musa. Angie.
Silver skyline. Hearts ignite.
Dano.
We awaken in my mind. Every fear just fades away when the rhythm starts to play. You don't know what's wrong, alright. You just moving right in the night. Close your eyes, don't fight the fight. Feel it lifting you higher. When the clock hits 3, you're finally free. At 3 a.m., something's moving you. Feel it breaking through, like a wave you can't undo. At 3 a.m., let the darkness shine. We've crossed the line. Oh, Mike in the feel the bass ignite. Mike in the feel the bass ignite. Mike in the night. There's nothing you can do. Something moving you. Mike in the night. In the night. In the night. In the night. 3 a.m. feel the
Mike Martin's here signing off for episode 650 of Mike in the Night. Take care. And if you can't take care, stay safe. Mike Martin's here. I have spoken.
truth is rising anyway. In the silence, in the fight, we come alive. And Mike in the night. From the cities to the coast, from the voices they fear most. When the people reunite, we are one. And Mike in the night. 3 a.m.